night she'll be throwing the bash. I need a woman who'll treat me right. I need a woman who love and squeeze me tight. I need a woman. I need a woman tonight. I need a woman I can call my own. She got the love the blues and she'll buy me home. She'll tie me up at night and make me say when the sun comes up we'll do it all again. I need a woman who love and squeeze me tight. I need a woman who wanna treat me right. I need a woman. I need a woman tonight. Well, my day's a number and I'll tell you why. All the pretty girls keep walking on by, looking and smiling and winking at me. I got a woman who won't let me be. I need a woman who will squeeze me tight. I need a woman who will treat me right. I need a woman tonight. I need a woman, yeah, I need a woman. Looking for a woman, yeah, I've got to have a woman. Oh, I need a woman, I need a woman tonight. Trash and stock arrangements, paying our dues, scraping for coin and rock the blues. Band is kicking, playing it tight, all getting high till the morning light. Wielding my axe all night long, selling my soul for the price of a song. Any inspiration comes my way, fades like a dream by the break of day. Working my way throughout the night, moving through the shadows and ducking the light. Growls, hardball lights grow low, screaming out the high notes, losing control. Moving through the shadows late Friday night, guitar burning, holding back the light. Playboys and gals changing back in the suits, ducking the light, the last pull from a hooch, cleaning the streets, hosing the drunks, sleeping it off in the back of the truck. Working my way throughout the night, moving through the shadows and ducking the light. Working my way throughout the night, moving through the shadows and ducking the light. It is the Zach Waldman Show. How's everybody doing today? Wow, that's interesting. I had more people watching when the song was on before the show started. Should I just play the whole album? I think I get more viewers just playing music. Jesus Christ. Wow, Jay's right here at the start. Hey, Jay, how you doing, pal? I'm a little broken today. My stomach was bothering me. I took 4 dumps today. One good one and 3, like, my stomach's killing me. Get whatever's killing me out of me dumps. And there were small ones. 1 proper one and 3 painful, get out whatever, get the poison out dumps. You know what I mean? So my back's a little fucked up. I'm all fucked up today. I woke up early, an hour early. Woke up at 9 a.m. Stayed up, mostly because my stomach was hurting. I might have to give up on Chinese food. Or at least on eating the amount of Chinese food I do late at night before I go to bed. So it's a good thing you're here, Jay. I'm considering something. You know, I get the most subscribers, the most positive feedback, the most everything out of my pre-produced videos. I haven't done one yet. I wanted to see what happened today with the election before I made another video. But one of the things that makes those videos really difficult for me to put out is that I come here and I do this thing live at noon, Monday through Thursday, as you know. And nobody comes until 1 o'clock. Jay's here, thank God. But typically nobody's here till 1. And then, the most I get is like 8 viewers, and nobody ever joins the fan club. No one does shit. So, and then what happens is after I'm streaming for 2-3 hours, whatever it is, I'm done, and then it's like I have no energy to then like sit down and then write a fucking script for a video or to do anything really. It's like I think I'm going to. It doesn't look like this is tiring, but then when it's over, there's like a performance. You know, there's this little bit of a come down, and it's like, oh man, I'm done. So I think what I'm gonna do is I think instead of doing the show Monday through Thursday at noon, I'm gonna do the show whenever the fuck I want to do it. So I get up, let's say I wake up, get my coffee, get my weed, bang out a script, record the script, and I'm like, you know what, I got a couple of hours here, let's go live. And then I'll go live after I do the video. And then if I need to come home like late at night or the next day, do the editing and production of it, I will. So really, though, I think I could probably, if all I was doing was the pre-produced videos, I could probably bang out 1 a day. Now, my pal Lou said maybe I should continue to have a schedule for the live stream, but instead of doing it, every day, say like, once a week. What do we got here? Hold on. Kind of a cute girl. Oh, I think her fucking fag boyfriend is there, too. Get away from her, pussy. Get away from her, pussy. That's my girl. I want to blow loads on her and then not talk to her again. What are you doing? Anyway. Point is, I'm thinking I might prioritize making the pre-produced videos and just go live whenever the fuck I feel like it. Maybe it'll be every day. Maybe it'll be once a week. Maybe I should schedule it. Maybe I should say every Friday I go live or I don't know. But I think what I'm going to do is I'll figure it out. I think I'm going to start by not doing this Monday through Thursday at noon because nobody gives a fuck. What's the point of just continuing to do it over? I believe in giving something a chance, but Jesus Christ. I had more people watching me when I would do the show later,
My number one super fan, Jordan, never even watches anymore because he's up late and he's not around during this time. So that's what I think. So if if all of a sudden it's like, hey, it's noon, where's Zach? Just remember I said this. I'll be live. I'm not going to stop going live. I love That's the thing. Being live is my favorite thing, but there's just nobody fucking watching. So. But when I put out a video that gets a bunch of views and then I go live, people are like, oh, that's that guy that did that video. Then they come and watch. And then they find out that I suck and then they leave. So, you know what I'm saying. Andrew Yang wants to take the fight to Dana White's UFC. What's this about? You do karate, chink? The biggest bully barked at Andrew Yang as he kneed the future 2020 presidential candidate in his groin and sent him first face into the schoolyard dirt. It was a taunting question Yang's tormentors often asked him before they beat up the town's only Asian kid. Yang was an easy target. What's the point here? I was called a fat kid. Like, we all have a thing. Like, this idea that we're supposed to feel extra bad because when he was young, everybody thought he could do karate and called him a chink. Chink's not even, like, that bad of a sounding word. Like, compare chink to kike. Kike. That's got some gravitas to it. You fucking dirty kike. That's got some gravitas. Chink sounds like a sound effect. You know, like, all right, what's all that chinking? Oh, I'll just drop some change, I did. Oh, that's all right. I'll get it for you. I just heard it. I heard your change chinking, and I was like, I just heard some chinking. I was like, that sounds like some changes chinking. I thought, oh, that's my friend Walter. I said, Walter, did you hear that chinking? He said, oh, yes, I'll drop some change, I did. So I picked up Walter's change, I did. Chink, chink, chink. You know, it sounds like a. He was smaller and scrawny compared to his peers. Something he couldn't help because he'd skipped a grade to join them. Typical fucking Asian, Smart guy. He endured years of beatings until he decided to take his aggressors' advice and train in a martial art. By 14, he actually won a fight. It's the first time he fought back. So, I don't know. Why are we hearing this story? It's because if Biden wins Tuesday's election, that's today, Yang believes he could get the Muhammad Ali Boxing Reform Act, which establishes federal protections for boxers extended to MMA within the next 2 years. All MMA promotions would be affected by the new regulations, but none so much as the UFC. All right, so talks about the Ultimate Fighter, talks about how Yang liked MMA. As Yang's appreciation for MMA grew, so did his connection to the fighters, curiosity to how it all worked. Many state athletic commissions are required to provide a list of the fighters' purses. When Yang looked at one, his jaw dropped. The numbers just didn't add up. I admire the fighters. They're disciplined in their training. They should not worry about making ends meet when they're one of the top fighters in the world. So again, we're going to get the government involved, right? This is like those fucking whores at the WNBA that think they should get the same money as men. This is all going toward equality of outcome, my friends. We got a fucking country full of assholes that want communism. Anyway, they said that with data that they got through antitrust lawsuit that's going on against the UFC, they figured that anywhere from 10 to 18% of the UFC's total revenues go to the fighters, as opposed to the 50% athletes get in other major sports. Should be noted these figures only reflect fighter pay through 2017. Today, more fighters are making $1 million paydays. Could be made $3 million, probably closer to $10 million after UFC 254. Other fighters on the same card took home purses closer to $13,000. So Yang, Jesus, fuck, sorry. Took one last fat hit off that joint. Anyway, Yang wants to bring federal regulation to MMA through the Ali Act. It was passed in 2000 to protect prize fighters from coercive contracts. It would fundamentally change the UFC's business model. The door would be open for more competition from other promotions. Stars would enjoy market-free agency far more frequently. Well, I'm all for that. You know, I'm a marketplace guy. You know, I think one way that a promotion could maybe overtake the UFC as being the number one promotion would be to simply fix the things like that people don't like about the UFC. So, for example, you get rid of the scoring system and you come up with something better for you, something specifically for MMA. You get rid of that stupid octagon, that dumb cage that looks cool from like, you know, 1,000,000 feet away, but you can't see the fights in it. You know, someone come up with some fucking really unique ring design, you know, that would like make it so no one can hold on to the fence, make it so it's really visible to everybody. I don't know, why not make the whole thing plexiglass? You know, and then you could have like a guy they used to have in those jerk-off booths in Times Square. There could be a guy that has to squeegee all the blood off the plexiglass. Ooh, that's a cute girl just walked by. She was also with some fucking gay dude. How do all these hot girls have all these gay boyfriends? It's like, don't you know your boyfriend's gay? Can't you tell? Ugh. Man, I do not feel good. I'm feeling a little bit better. But holy shit, talk about being wrecked. It's like, man. It's my biggest desire in life is just to feel good, you know? All right, so many of the exploitive contract provisions the UFC used to gain their position in the market would be prohibited. Currently, fighters are widely signed to multi-fight contracts with lengthy duration terms. If a fighter's injured or turns down a bout for another reason, the contract freezes until they become active again. UFC also has a liberal ability to cut a fighter at any time. Damn it. My nose. Sorry, hold on. My fucking mess. The UFC has such market prominence. They can treat their fighters, even stars, as replaceable cogs in the machine. Option would largely be lost if the Ali Act was in place. Muhammad Ali. Every prominent fighter would force the books to be open. Many fighters would take a stand. Free of long-term contracts, they'd have the ability to negotiate one fight at a time, and talent would likely spread more evenly across all the sports promotions. The Ali Act would also address rankings. Unlike boxing, there are no independent organizations to rank the fighters, largely because the UFC hasn't agreed to work with one. It provides its own rankings for the independent media to vote on, though a vast majority do not participate. Leon Edwards was abruptly cut from the UFC's ranking because he wouldn't commit to any of the opponents presented to him. A few hours later, Edwards had a new opponent, and his name returned to the ranking was within hours. Promoter-controlled titles would be eliminated. Instead, this would be overseen by outside sanctioning organizations. All right, so regulation. Yang's behind. I like Yang, and if Yang's for it, it's probably good. But I'm always just concerned about regulation and government getting involved. So there's that. So what's going on with you, Jay Smith? How you doing today? Anything exciting? You excited for the election? Let's see what's going on in Georgia. How Georgia's blue drift changes politics nationwide. Wow, so Georgia's turning blue? After decades as a scarlet-red Republican state, Georgia is now firmly in the toss-up camp. Wow. It'll be a long day today. Yeah, I hear you. I was having a conversation with a friend of mine last night, and he was like, "Oh yeah, I plan on treating tomorrow like the Super Bowl. I'm just gonna get shit faced and eat and watch TV and watch the shit happen." And he's never voted in his life. This is the first time he's ever voted, and he voted for Biden. And I didn't ask him last night because he's like, you didn't vote for either one, so who are you rooting for? I said, I'm rooting for the person I voted for. It's like I voted for her. I'm rooting for her. I think Trump and Biden are both horrible, but I made the argument that I think Biden is worse because he'll be more effective in implementing policies that are bad, whereas Trump's policies are bad, but he's largely ineffective. So the less the government's doing, as far as I'm concerned, the better. And I wanted to ask my pal, I'm like, why are you voting or why did you vote for Biden? It's like, you don't watch the news. You don't know anything about politics. You've always told me you have no interest. What was it about? What did you hear about Trump? Because his whole thing was, yeah, I never voted in my life, but we got to get rid of Trump. I'm like, why? Why does he think that, I wonder? It's got to just be based on what he hears from everybody around him, because he doesn't know anything about politics. If I was like, what policies of Trump's don't you like? I don't think he could name one. Or if he could, he would name a policy that was Obama's that he doesn't realize. You'd be like, well, kids in cages. Yeah, it's Obama's policy. Well, he wants to get rid of illegal immigrants. Yeah, Obama is the deporter in chief. He deported way more people. I don't know. Trump's personality is shit, but his policies are better than Biden's. And even if they're worse than Biden's, I don't think much will happen with him. I don't know, man. It's we could just see an absolute flogging today. It could just be the blue wave is real and it continues 2 years from now. And the next thing we know, the Democrats, have the White House, and both houses of Congress, What are the houses of Congress? You got the Senate there, House of Representatives. See, they'd fucking get it all. In the past, when one political party has all three things, it actually hasn't gone that well. Hold on a second. had forgot to turn my phone off, and it was ringing. Let's see, what do we got here with my brother? See, my brother sent me anything good I could share with you. Drinking tonight. I may be. Some call me Jedi Yumba. All right. Star Yoda themed cocktail. Tony Ferguson started the live video. Sam Harris put out a podcast, an episode of Making Sense. I need some more coffee. Here, let me give you some coffee music. I'll be right back. Had a drink in over a month. My ex-girlfriend was like, "Hey, want to do sober October with me?" And I had just gotten way too drunk, and in like the very end of September, and I was like, "Yeah." I said, "I'm going to smoke weed, but I'll refrain from drinking alcohol for October." We get to October 30th, and she goes, "Yeah, I'm going to open some wine tonight." I'm like, it's not the end of the month. We're supposed to drink tomorrow, the 31st at midnight, so it's technically the 1st. She fucking caved on the 30th. Meanwhile, I didn't have anything to drink. And then the 31st came Halloween, and I didn't drink. And then Sunday was here yesterday, day before yesterday, and I was like, I don't feel like drinking. I got a root beer that was cannabis infused. And the next thing I know, now it's been, so I haven't had a drink. The last time I had a drink was in September. The last Sunday in September. What was that date? Let's take a look. Because that is the last time I have had any alcohol. Oh, Christina Kelly writing me. Christina Kelly used to be a DJ. She worked at K-Earth. Let's see, September 27th was the last time I had any alcohol. I got fucked up. Hey, there he is. I was just talking about you. I didn't say you by name, but I was talking about you. I know you don't want to zoom in. I would love for you to zoom in because I did want to ask you about why. Again, I hate Trump. And it's really just an intellectual question. I don't really give a shit who anybody votes for. But I was curious, why did you, maybe he'll say it in the chat. This is the guy I was saying, Jay. This is one of my best friends here. Lou, why... You never watch politics. You have zero interest in politics. You never watch the news. You don't follow any of the issues. What was it about this election that this is the first time I think you've ever voted in your life, and you voted for Biden? Why? What was it? What did Trump do? Was it a policy? Was it just everything you heard about him? Again, he's horrible. So I'm not arguing against it. I'm just curious what it was. You know, it's just Biden is horrible. Biden's done some awful, awful things. They both have. So I don't really give a shit. But I'm curious, what was it that after all these years, you're like, I'm going to finally vote because I can't take it anymore? Was there one issue? Was there one thing you heard? I just got a text message. I can't see what it is, but I'm going to bet you, Jay Smith, $100 that it's Lou saying he ain't going to say shit. I bet it's Lou texting me going, "Hey, pal, I'll talk to you later, but I'm not going to say anything on the..." Oh, no, it wasn't him. I thought for sure he was going to, like, not want to say anything. I don't know what he's doing. I don't even know if he's hearing me anymore. I don't know what's going on. This weed smells really good. I'm feeling a little bit better. I'm a person who has empathy for people, and Trump has no empathy. Okay. I 100% agree with you that Trump, I don't think, gives a fuck about anybody else. I don't think he even cares about his family. I think he only cares about Trump. I agree with that. But what is more, here's my thing, is you can think a person is a complete asshole, but all I really care, if the person is the president and he's an asshole, I care about his policies, not whether or not he's an asshole. So Barack Obama comes off like a really nice guy, but he was responsible for killing more innocent people with those drone strikes. I mean, most of the people he bombed were innocent people. He bombed so much that we literally ran out of bombs. And that's true, by the way. I'm not making that up. So it's like there's the illusion of somebody being a good guy while bombing innocent people and getting rich off of the military industrial complex, et cetera, et cetera. And there's a guy who is an asshole, but his policies, like, so that's my thing about Trump. I've yet to have anybody say to me, well, he did this thing that was really bad for the country. I'm not saying it hasn't happened, but nobody can say to me, like, can point to a policy. So that's my issue is, yeah, Trump is a piece of shit. He's not empathetic at all. But what policy-wise, what effect has he had? See, if you have no empathy, you can't have compassion. If you have no compassion, you're unable to help others because you just don't care. Again, I agree with you. I don't think Trump is going to help anybody. But Obama didn't help anybody, and Biden's never helped anybody in 47 years. But Biden's policies are horrible, and I think he could actually get them done. Trump's policies, some of them are good, some of them are bad. Regardless, he's not that effective with any of them. It's like he hasn't. So that's where, Obama helped me with Obamacare. I thought so at first, but really, California, that's the one good thing about California. When they got rid of the mandate for the Affordable Care Act, and by the way, Obama kind of fucked us on the Affordable Care Act because there was no public option. But when they repealed the mandate that you have to pay for health insurance or you pay a penalty, California said, oh, they got rid of it federally, but we're going to require it here. So then California on its own created Covered California and created a system so that everybody gets health care. If you have no money, they have Medi-Cal. If you have a little bit of money, they have, there's different priced options. So California actually is what did a good job for you with health care, not the Affordable Care Act. The Affordable Care Act required you to get insurance or pay a penalty, and then the cost of the insurance was expensive. I couldn't afford it. It was like $500 a month or some shit back in the day. But again, you're talking about, so let's say that you liked the Affordable Care Act. That's still Obama. Biden didn't have anything to do with that. Biden's been in office 47 years, and he was one of the authors of the crime bill. And then after all of the damage after it was revealed that the crime bill caused all kinds of damage, he defended it. Good thing politicians are unable to fake empathy and compassion. Exactly, Jay. Obama and Pelosi, they fake empathy and compassion while they rape you. All right. And by the way, Lou, I'm just so you know, this is zero argument on my part. This is completely curiosity. I'm just curious. This is coming from somebody who thinks Trump is vile. But Trump had his opportunity to make a difference and failed. I'm all for giving anyone else a chance. That's a good argument. Except that Biden has had 47 years to make a difference, and he hasn't done it. Trump's destroying the environment. Actually, you said Trumo is destroying the environment. Who is Trumo? Is that like a QAnon thing? Shit, I think Lou's into QAnon because he's talking about Trumo destroying the environment. Oh shit! Now he's speaking in tongues. Same to King. Oh, now he's speaking in Klingon or something. Lou, this is the comedy portion. Don't worry. I've already started drinking. Dude, I woke up at 9 this morning. My stomach was killing me because I ate like a ton of Chinese food at like 1 after I hung up with you at like 1 a.m. I ate like 9 pounds of General Tso's chicken and cheese wontons. At 9 in the morning, I was like dying. I only started feeling good about 10 minutes ago. It took me about 3.5 hours to not feel horrible. Trump's destroying the environment. I don't know how he's doing that. I don't know. But you look, I'll say what I said to you last night and what I say to everybody. None of it matters. Let's pretend the worst fucking shit you could imagine happened. Like, overnight, our country is just, it's turned into The Walking Dead or some version of, it's this fucking Armageddon, right? It's the fucking... So, well, then you would deal with that. You know what I'm saying? It'd be like, all right, Lou, obviously your wife's not going to make it. She's a woman and she's small. So we're going to have to leave her. All the women and children, they're going to have to fend for themselves. But, I'll have to, you'll have to come out here. I got a couple of guns, and, maybe you have some canned goods. And then we drive over to 10th Planet headquarters. Eddie already said if shit goes south that we all meet at noon at HQ and bring guns. So, you got, we're going to have to get into a crew. And then my pal Michael Plaster, he's got a van that we can live in. So we're just going to have to all get together and, it's going to be like Mad Max. And so, but in all seriousness, let's just pretend the whole world went Mad Max. It still wouldn't matter. You know what would have to happen? You would have to, as an individual, figure shit out. You would have to learn to survive like they did on The Walking Dead. And some people aren't going to make it. And, so it's like, oh, that girl's cute. So it's like my motto that I've taken for quite a while now. Everything works out until it doesn't. And then the day it doesn't, you don't know it because you're dead. You see what I'm saying? It all works out. This too shall pass. And so even if the whole country fell into chaos and we had to live like they do on The Walking Dead, we would go, well, this sucks. Remember how much better things used to be? But here we are now. And that's all of life. No matter what kind of traumas you suffered as a child, no matter how many things you've gone through, at some point you have to go, well, that was horrible. It was a setback, but today is today. And what are we going to do about where we're at now? We got to forget about the past. So it doesn't matter to me personally. This is Lou talking because I'll continue on regardless, but it matters to the future of this country. Exactly, Lou. But I don't even know that the presidency is going to matter to the future of the country because if Biden wins, let's pretend Biden wins, which he probably will.
don't think he's going to. For some reason, there's just part of, oh, she's cute too. There's just part of me, there's like a cute girl down here. Part of me, for some reason, thinks Trump is going to win, but he probably won't, right? Statistically. And so if, let's say Biden wins and he goes back to running the country like Obama, just imagine that. You snap your fingers and everything goes back to those policies and that way of things. That's not an improvement. Shit was horrible under Obama. Shit hasn't been good for years. You know, so my point is nothing is going to change either way. It's not going to make a fucking difference. Whichever one is elected. Do you not remember what it was like when George W. Bush was president? Holy fuck. He was way worse than Trump. Maybe you think Trump's personality is worse, but Trump hasn't gotten us involved in 2 wars. Zach, I voted for nobody. He always gets the majority vote in every American election, but no one ever lets him take power. Right, Jay? I know, it's bullshit. Definitely matters to the environment. We need clear energy. I did fine under Obama. Well, again, it's not about, see, you're talking on a personal level. The best I've ever done in life was under Trump on a personal level. But just because you're doing well personally doesn't mean that the country's being run well. So Obama kicked, what was the number? 6 million families out of their homes and, was part of, up and before the CARES Act, was part of the biggest upward transfer of wealth in the history of the country, where he bailed out banks and billionaires and gave them everything and fucked all the people that were underwater on their homes, So it's the best I've ever done is under Trump as well, but it was not because of him. It was in spite of him. Well, I don't think any of it matters. I don't think that's my point is, you and I know a magician who during the Great Recession built his business and is one of the wealthiest magicians we know now. That's something Lou and I were talking about last night. Every time I'm really mad at myself for not spotting this in the beginning, but every time everything goes to shit, like there's a recession, there's always people who somehow prosper in that time. They find a way to make it work. And there are magicians who embraced virtual magic shows right from the start, got a head start on it, and they've been making a ton of money this whole time. Whereas I didn't want to do virtual shows. I didn't think they were going to be around that long. So I wasn't really making an effort. Now, 8 months later, here I just did a corporate virtual show on Friday, and I'm like, fuck, man. So no matter what's going on a personal level, if you take responsibility, you should always find a way to prosper. Doesn't matter on a personal level. We both are entrepreneurs. We both have the mindset that it's on us to make things happen. Yeah, I agree with you, Lou. I hear what you're saying. So we're saying the same thing. On a personal level, what the fuck do we care? We're always going to take charge and find a way to make shit happen. But for the whole of the country, yeah. And for the whole of the country, I think Biden is worse because I think his policies are worse, and I think he'll do a better job of actually pushing them through. You know what I mean? It's like that critical race theory nonsense. Trump got rid of that. I'm afraid Biden will bring it back. Jay Smith says, Lou, were you born an entrepreneur or did you become one? I don't know why you're asking Lou and not me or both of us, but I think it's a good question. Yeah, I'm with you, Lou. It's fine. Lou, it is a good question though. I have an answer to it. If Jay Smith gave a fuck about my opinion, but Lou says I was born one. I can honestly say I was as well. Thanks, Jay. Jay decided to go ahead and ask me as well. That's funny. Lou answered it quickly, and in my head, I answered it quickly. I was definitely born an entrepreneur. I remember when I was little, I had a little movie projector thing, and I put a sign on the front door offering like movies for a nickel. And my mom got mad. She's like, some fucking weirdo is going to knock on the door. What are you doing? And then when I was in, you know, elementary school, I was always trying to sell shit, but it really hit in middle school. I went to KB Toy and Hobby. This is so weird, but a friend of mine had a yo-yo, and I had never seen a yo-yo sleep. I hadn't seen like really good yo-yo tricks, and I had no idea that you could make a yo-yo sleep. And when I saw that, it was like, I thought it was the coolest fucking thing. So I got a yo-yo, and it turned out my dad was actually not bad with a yo-yo. And he taught me how to make it sleep. And then I got a Smothers Brothers like VHS tape, and I got like really into the yo-yo. And I would take it to middle school, and people were like, wow, that's really cool. So I went to KB Toy and Hobby, and you could buy a yo-yo for $2, I think. And so I would buy all the yo-yos, and I would do my yo-yo tricks, and kids be like, that's awesome. Like, you want to buy a yo-yo? They'd be like, fuck yeah. It's like a pitchman, right, Lou? I haven't told this story in years. I never thought about it, but it was like I was a pitchman. I would gather a crowd with my yo-yo skills, and then I would sell the kids yo-yos. I buy them for $2 and sell them for $3. And so I kept on going to KB Toy and Hobby buying these fucking yo-yos. And one time I'm in there, and I got the whole box of yo-yos, and the dude that works in the store is like, why do you always buy all the yo-yos? I'm like, I sell them at school. And he just shakes his head like he was like mad at me. It was really weird. He's like, what do you sell them for? $3? I was like, exactly. He knew exactly my markup that I was making $1 a yo-yo. And before you knew it, my fucking middle school was covered. Everywhere you went, there was fucking kids in the hallways with yo-yos. Everywhere. Everybody had a fucking yo-yo. And then they made an announcement that, like, basically banning yo-yos, which is really funny because my middle school was in the fucking ghetto. I went to a really bad middle school. It was a magnet program. It was crime-ridden. It was a whole fucking thing. I was like one of the only white kids in the school. And it's like there's stabbings going on, and they did a yo-yo ban. And they didn't know it was me that was selling them, but they made an announcement like no more yo-yos at school. So, there's that cute girl again. She got no titties though. She's pretty hot though. So I used to shine my dad's shoes for money. And then I started, getting paid to do magic when I was young. I don't know, I was 14 or something when I started to get paid, like doing shows. So, yeah, I just, squirrels. Yeah. I've just always been like this, man. Zach, what was the primordial thought behind your drive to entrepreneurship? Since it started so young for you as a child, how did you motivate yourself? There was no motivation. I think I just thought it was fun. I just fell into it. I just always liked to sell shit, I guess. Lou says, I'm only an entrepreneur because I've always been an artist of some kind. As an artist, we think different from most people. Yeah. How did you make the thought jump to think of selling yo-yos yourself? That's what I don't understand. Fuck, I don't know, man. I was in middle school, so it was probably, I saw that kid with a yo-yo, never saw one sleep before, thought it was like magic. Being a magician, I had a propensity to practice things, so I got a yo-yo, practiced a lot, was able to do a lot of cool tricks, and then it would just draw attention. And, kids would be like, oh, can I try? Or how do you do that? Or can you show me? And it was like, dude, here's a fucking, you want to buy one? I don't know. I don't know how it happened. But at some point, it just now I could tell you how I started making money as a magician. I was a kid practicing. I used to sit down on the floor. I had this trunk, very similar to the same trunk I have now, full of all my magic stuff. And when it was like time to play with magic, I'd open up the trunk. See you later, Lou. Have a good one, pal. Don't drink too much. I have no desire to fucking drink. It's crazy. I went a whole month without drinking, and now I'm allowed to drink again, and I have zero desire. I don't know when I'm going to have a drink again. I'm sure something will happen. I'm sure, like, I'll be out somewhere, and I'll be like, I want a beer, but very weird to have zero desire to drink. I was gathering all my magic shit. It's all around me, and I would just practice and play with it like I was playing with toys. Oh, you like the yo-yo story? Really? There's a girl. Fuck, Lou already left. I can't remember her name. But there's a girl at the Magic Castle that does yo-yo tricks. She's fucking awesome, man. She's way better than I ever was. She does it with two hands, and she's like, bam, 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 yo-yo, yo-yo, yo-yo. She's fucking awesome. Thing is, most people growing up take the world in as only other people sell things. So I'm curious how you knew from so early that you could sell too. Yeah, I don't know, man. But it's going back to the magic story. So I'd have all my magic stuff around me, kind of like playtime. And so I'd be practicing. I had my mirror set up and reading and trying things out. And then I'd get bored and I'd say, to my mom, hey, I want to go to the magic shop. You needed someone to drive you to the magic shop. And back then, in my head, the magic shop seemed like it was miles and miles away. In retrospect, it was not that far. And so I would say, hey, I want to go to the magic shop. I want to buy some tricks, And my mom was like, when your brother was your age, he was, already doing magic shows for the neighbors and stuff and getting money. She's like, I think you have enough magic. She's like, you got enough stuff. I think you should put together a show and try to charge money for it. And if you can make money with your magic show, I'll drive you to the magic shop and you could buy more magic. She's like, you keep wanting to buy magic all the time. Go make money with your magic so you can buy more magic. Which is really funny because anybody who's a magician, all magicians pretty much are addicted to buying shit. Magic shit, and stuff we never used. It's kind of like a notorious thing with magicians. And the idea of telling that personality type at a young age, do magic to make money to buy more magic, that pretty much sums up many, many magicians out there. Although most of those magicians are not professionals. They're guys with jobs that love magic. So they go to all the magic lectures. They watch all the videos. They buy everything, but they don't do anything. It's like they play with it and it goes in a box. They're exactly the way I was as a kid, except they have jobs to feed the habit, as opposed to my job being. But see, when you become a professional magician, you stop buying as much shit because you're like, I don't need all this stuff, But it's still fun. It's still fun to go to a magic convention and buy shit you don't need. I went to a magic convention, about a year and a half ago. I would have gone again this past summer, but it was canceled due to COVID. But when I went the year before, I bought stuff I knew I probably wouldn't use just because I knew it would inspire me to want to play and get creative and, be engaged with the magic. So the entrepreneurial spark you were lucky to be born with, I admire that a lot. Yeah, I just, Well, that's why you started with, do you think you're born with it? And I think it is a personality type. You know, I I was interested in doing sales at one point in life, but what happened to me is at some point during like one of my last day jobs, I just thought, wow, I'm working my ass off to help somebody else build his business. I felt this way on the Howard Stern show when I got fired. I was like, I'm working on the Howard Stern show, but all I'm here is I'm part of a team that makes another guy rich and famous. Like, if I'm going to do all this work, I want to do it for myself. So it's like if I'm going to make cold calls to try to sell a product or a service, I want all the money. I don't want a fucking commission. Fuck you. It's like I'll sell you a website for $5,000 and I'll design the website and I'll charge you for hosting and I'll keep everything. Fuck that commission. Like building the website is the easy part. The hard part's making those cold calls. Eat a dick. You know, I'm going to make all the cold calls and you're going to throw their fucking logo in a template and take $4,000 to the 5. Give me $1,000 for making phone calls for 8 hours a day all week. Eat a dick. So that's a big thing for me is you're going to have to work hard one way or another. If you're going to work hard, why not build something up of your own? You know, it's like if you don't know how to design a website, well, that's okay. If you're good at sales, team up with a guy. Find a guy and go, hey, man, you're a fucking nerd that doesn't like to like be around people. You just want to sit on your computer all day and you're a good website designer. I'm a fucking extrovert. How about I go out and I just fucking sell websites, but then it's on you, you cocksucker. I'll give you all the materials. You never even have to talk to the client. I'll give you the notes. I'll tell you what they want and you design it. And then you guys, you split it or something. And you're doing sales. He's designing websites. They better look fucking good. And you split them. You charge $5,000, $2,500 a piece. You sell one stinking website a month. It's $120,000 a year for each of you. It's just too easy to do. Like you look at that and you go, why would anybody go get a job? Any asshole. They could figure that model out. Maybe you're the opposite. Maybe you're the nerd that designs websites. Find a fucking guy like me that's an extrovert and say, hey, dude, I'm a faggot, but I'm good at designing websites. You're fucking cool. You're hot. People love you. Go out there and sell some and I'll make them and we'll split it. All right. And then I'll tell you what, nerd, I'll even show you how to dress and I'll get you some pussy. Be like, that's a partnership. Why in the fuck would you go kill yourself to work for somebody else? I don't get it. It's never made sense to me. And here's the other thing about a job. If you're doing something, like you're working for somebody, that's the majority of your life. The majority of your life is your work. So you're going to spend 8 hours a day of your life, the majority of your life, like in some kind of weird minimum security prison. By the way, ever since COVID, I was saying that to some friends recently. I said, it's like after the lockdown in March, it feels like this whole year, like 2020, it feels like the whole country was put in like a minimum security prison. I bet the people in the white-collar prisons, like the Bernie Madoff white-collar criminal prisons, they probably had more freedom than we had in L.A. during these lockdowns. Probably more than we have now. But anyway, it's like you're going to spend the majority of your life, like the alarm's going to go off. You're not going to be happy about it. You're not looking forward to your day. You're just going to plow through it again. Even if you enjoy the work you're doing, well, then you're still doing it for somebody else. But most people don't enjoy the work they're doing. Most people, it's just a job. And now And then you feel like taking a nap, you can't. You feel like taking a walk, you can't. Someone's telling you gotta be at your desk. Fuck that. People telling me what to do. I can't take it. But I need some more coffee music. Hold on, let me be right back. I get these things from Ralph's called Nut Pods. It's zero sugar. And they taste so good, but they were out of them. So I got Laird Hamilton's fucking coffee creamer thing that has very little sugar, but still has sugar, and doesn't taste nearly as good, Laird. Damn, that was a great conversation about entrepreneurship versus having a job and the motivation to work for oneself. Amazing to get a glimpse from a true entrepreneur. Oh, shit, I could talk that shit all day, Jay. I'm glad you enjoyed that. Listen, anytime you want to ask me about sales or marketing or being an entrepreneur, oh, man, I've been doing that for fucking my whole life, man. I could talk about that shit forever. I mean, even when I worked in radio, before I went to the on-air side, I started out in radio as a promotions intern. And I had an opportunity. There was a pool hall I used to go to all the time. And the owner of the pool hall was interested in advertising on the radio station. So I went to the general sales manager and said, listen, I'm not sure if this is something I'm interested in or not, but might be interested in doing radio sales, radio ad sales. I know the owner of this pool hall. He's thinking about maybe I talked to him about the station. Let me ask you, if I can close him as a client, will you pay me a commission even though, I don't work here? And they knew me. He's like, absolutely. See, they don't give a fuck. They were happy so I was actually interested in even radio ad sales. Then the pool hall guy ended up not doing the deal. I became a production intern. Then I got hired on air, and that was the end of any radio sales. But I've always been kind of sales minded. Big part of why I listen to you. See how entrepreneurs start from scratch because you're funny, and I know you can go as far as you want in comedy or magic. Oh, that's nice of you, Jay. Thanks. Well, I will tell you this, that I'm a little ashamed of myself in terms of not pouncing on those virtual shows. I'm usually very open-minded about the potential for things, and when people started doing virtual shows, I thought they were so fucking bad. Not that the people doing the shows were bad, just the idea of it. Like, even if it's done as the best it could be done, I didn't think, like, how long? And that was like when we have 2 weeks to flatten the curve. And I'm like, this shit's going to be dead in a couple of months. And now here it is, 8 months later. It's like, fuck. Instead of getting behind on my bills and being depressed, I kept on talking about how focused I was on working on material, and then COVID hit. I could have continued to be focused on, I could have just said, you know what? I'm going to continue to focus on comedy and magic, except now I'm going to do it all virtually. And I could have put all my effort right there and been booking gigs this whole time. There were a lot of offers for virtual shows that I didn't pursue because I just didn't. I was like, in part of it, I was angry. I was angry about it. I'm like, I'm mad. I'm mad that live performing has been taken away from me. Virtual performing is dog shit. It's an embarrassment. I also didn't know how much people would pay for it. I thought, what are you going to get, $500 for a virtual show? Little did I know that corporate events are still willing to pay thousands, because I just did one on Friday. And I'm like, fuck. So I'm mad about that. I'm mad that I know from history that when everything's gone to shit, that there's always people who prosper. And I'm mad that I didn't go, hey, Zach, you know that during this time, there's going to be people that prosper. You could be one of them. Now, I am proud that I didn't just do nothing for the last 8 months. I returned to YouTube, and I've more than doubled the number of subscribers I had. And because of everything I've learned from live streaming and making my show as good as I can, now that I am embracing virtual shows, I have a big head start because this right here looks way better than 90% of the virtual magic shows I've seen. Obviously, this isn't how I would do a virtual show. I'd get rid of this and all this and do a different thing. But the point is the lighting, the quality of the camera, all that. What up, RBG? I think, so and the other thing is I fucking love YouTubing. So I've got, my club members. I'm like, you know what? I'm just going to go back to being a YouTuber. I'm going to focus on the material as well. So I'm just going to do it all. And it might take me a year, 2 years, 3 years to get my goal of 1,000 members of the fan club. But once I do, it'll be worth it. So, Zach, don't beat yourself up about it. Even Bill Gates thought we'd only need 6K or something like that. Yeah. I'll tell you, there's not too many things, too many opportunities that I beat myself up over having missed. Most of the time, I'm ahead of the curve, get involved in it, then I leave it, and then everybody else does it, and then I'm like, why didn't I stick with it? I was ahead of everybody on that one. The one that fucking drives me bonkers is Bitcoin. I knew about Bitcoin when it was brand fucking new, when there was like nobody taking it. You couldn't spend it anywhere, really. I remember there was like a one pizza shop in some town. The owner was like, I guess, a tech guy. And for like 3,000 Bitcoin, you could get a pizza. And that was when you could mine Bitcoin by fucking just rattling the computer monitor. Bitcoins would fucking appear. I mean, they were everywhere. And I thought, what an interesting concept. How neat. Knew all about it. Why the fuck I didn't just say to myself, throw a couple thousand Bitcoin in this wallet and just leave it there. Oh my God. Fucking, it kills me every time I think about it. I was right there. Honestly, I feel that way about YouTube and podcasting too. I was, doing it in 1997. I was podcasting. And it's like, why didn't I just stay on it and become it's just, fuck. Pisses me off. But this one of not doing the virtual shows and realizing I could have made, maybe more money this year than I normally made if I had embraced those virtual shows from the start. But, here's the thing. I think virtual magic shows, even when the pandemic is over, I think companies might still want them. I think that companies might go, instead of flying the magician from LA into Wyoming, why don't we just have them do it virtually? Like put them up on the big screen for everybody at the conference and have them do some kind of presentation virtually for everybody. I could see that happening, man. But also, here's the other thing, is even though I booked some private parties in person this last week, I don't think corporate events are going to come back for another year anyway. With this pandemic shit, I can't imagine that there's going to be a sales conference or a trade show anytime within a year. So I think virtual shows for corporate events are going to be here a while, and so there's still money to be made. Look, I told you I just booked one on Friday. This past Friday, I did one for a lot of money. So now that I know it can be done, it's like, wow, if you're willing to pay thousands for a virtual show and I know it could be done, then I'm fucking in. I don't want to do it for $200. I don't want to do it for $500. I'd rather just fucking YouTube than make $500 doing a shitty virtual show. But, you know, here we are. So the point is, Jay, anything you want to ask me about sales, marketing, entrepreneurship, you let me know. Ask away. I'll tell you anything you want to know. I made in typical Zach fashion. This has always been a weird thing with me. I often do all of the hard things well, and then when it comes to the easy stuff, I just don't do it or I fuck it up. And that's something I fixed with my business, where my business now, it's a machine. And I do, you know, the hard things I still do well, but the easy stuff that needs to get done, it's now all automated and systemized to a point that shit gets done all the time consistently. But I don't know. I feel like I'm back. Like I said, today's live cast, I'm just kind of meandering, hanging out. I think this is the last time I'm going to do one at noon. So, Jay, if you enjoy my live cast, just make sure when you subscribe, hit the notification bell and choose all. And then you'll just go, oh, look, I just got notified Zach went live, because I think that's what I'm going to do. Thanks, Zach. I will. I've been learning a lot from you already, but your talk example about the website guy and the marketing guy really gave me a lot to think about now. Well, let me ask you, Jay, why are you interested in this? Are you a solopreneur already? Have you thought about starting your own business? What is it about this that's interesting to you? I'm interested in why you're interested. Are you a guy that works for somebody and you're like, I always wanted to start something and never did? Or I did start something and I'm struggling? Or what is it? The amazing thing is how simple a lot of the sales and marketing stuff is, but how many times you have to read it and like experience it before it finally clicks. There's a thing that happens. It's like you read your first marketing book from Marlon Sanders or something, or Dan Kennedy, and you're like, okay, this guy's making sense. And then you go to do it and you don't know how to do it. And it's really, but then you just keep trying and trying and trying. And then one day your mind clicks and you go, oh, fuck. Oh, I get it. I fucking get it. You know? And then when that happens, it's simple. It's like, this is the simplest shit. This isn't rocket science. It's a shift in the way you think about sales and marketing. It's like I'll give you an example. Everybody that decides, like every kid that was a magician growing up who decides, I want to be a professional magician, they always have the same game plan every time. I'll just be the cheapest guy and I'll do the most shows. I love performing, so I'll be that guy. And that's what they all do. And those guys always go right to the bottom, and their shows are usually not very good. And some of them figure out that it's a horrible business plan, but most of them don't. But it's a way of, it's a mentality that people who start a business have, you know. The other mentality is, I'll just hire a bunch of people and tell them to do, what to do, and then I'll just sit back and let them do all the work and I'll collect the money. That's another fantasy a lot of would-be entrepreneurs have. Or the other one is they start with an idea that they just know everybody's going to want with absolutely no proof that anybody wants it. They think, here's something that the world has never seen before. And I'm just going to start marketing it and selling it because it's undeniably an awesome idea. My thing is, I'm sick of the corporate world and I can code. So I've been thinking of how to leverage that. So website and marketing guy was a good idea and a possible new route for me. Yeah, absolutely. So you code and, I think we talked about, I forgot you were a coder, but app development is obviously a big thing right now. I don't know what it is you do, but regardless, whatever it is you do, if you have a product, an app or a service, if you're like a freelance coder that can, take some open source platform a company has built their business on and modify it for them to be more customized. Whatever it is, it's like, yeah, and you don't want to do the sales. Look, I'll give you a couple of quick things. One thing is, when it comes to sales and marketing, and also stand-up comedy and magic, you've got to constantly be thinking about what's in it for them. Give you a common example from the world of magic. You get some guy, he decides he's going to be a kiddie show magician, and he gets the parents on the phone. He goes, yeah, my show is great. I levitate the birthday kid. I've got a bunny rabbit I make appear. I do this routine with bananas, and it's really funny. Nobody else does it. I juggle bananas while there's a sparkler up my ass. You've never seen anything like it, right? So that's a guy that's describing all the features of his act, right? He's telling you about how great he is and all the things he does in his show. But the person he's talking to, the mom or dad, why do they give a fuck? What's in it for them? All right, you make a bunny appear. Good for you. What the fuck? Why? What's in it for me? You make my kid levitate? I don't know. That sounds fucking dangerous. I hope you're not a pedophile. That's what I'm concerned about, right? So a better way to approach it would be to say to the parents, oh man, at one point in my show, I make a bunny rabbit appear. And the kids all ooh and ah. And I give them all time to, hold and pet the bunny. And you're going to be able to take some great photos. And you're going to catch all those smiling faces. And you're going to have memories for years to come at the giddiness of your son and his friends holding the bunny. Same thing with the levitation. It's a great photo opportunity. And your kid is going to be the star of the show. And he's going to be responsible for making all the magic happen because he's going to have a magic word. And the magic only happens when he says it. So he gets the credit, not me. Who gives it? It's not about me. It's about making your son feel great. And at the end of the show, he's going to say, Mom, I've got the greatest mom in the world. Thank you so much for bringing that magician to my party. I had so much fun. And, so the benefit is you get photographs and memories to cherish, and you get told you're the best mom in the world. That's what's in it for you, right? So now they care. It's like, all right, that's pretty cool. My kid's going to think I'm the best. You go, oh man, all the parents know Zach Waldman. And when the kids find out that you hired Zach, they're going to go, oh, I love Zach. He's so much better than Lou Serrano. I'm kidding, Lou. It's a joke. Jesus Christ. I don't even know if he's still watching. But you get my point. It's like you talk about what's in it for them. So after that, the other thing I'll tell you, all any business is a list of people who are interested or might be interested in what you're offering. And then it's your job to build a relationship with that list of people over time, and then to consistently remind them of what you do and how you can benefit them. Hey, it's me. I can benefit you this way. Hey, it's me again. Here's how I can help you. Hey, remember me? You know, and that might come in the form of a newsletter, a postcard, a phone call, any number of ways that you over time remind somebody, hey, if you've got, I can help you do this thing. You know, oh, so you have, let's say, a list of people who all do their live streams on XSplit. You got a list of 10,000 people, and every week you email them, check out my latest customized XSplit plugin. It does this. If you're interested, you could buy the plugin for $20 here. And just a reminder, I'm the custom XSplit plugin guy. Go to my website and see all the other plugins that only I sell for XSplit or WordPress. You see what I'm saying? So that's all it is, man. It's not that complicated. You need a big fucking, you could start off with a small list. You could start off with one person, but one person needs to become 2, needs to become 1,000, needs to become 10,000. Look at my business here on my YouTube channel, Jay. Same exact fucking thing. I make videos, right? And I use my skills with SEO to make the videos findable for people or show up in their search results. So if you're a fan of the Christy Mayer podcast and you just watched the interview with Stuttering John, there's a good chance that in the suggested videos is going to be Chrissy Mayer Destroys Stuttering John by Zach Waldman. So now you watch it and you go, oh, I like this guy, Zach Waldman. He goofed on Stuttering John, and I'm going to subscribe, right? So he subscribes. That subscriber is the same thing as building a list, right? So that's all a list is. So it could be a physical list of mailing addresses that you send a postcard to, like Bed Bath & Beyond. Could be a list of email addresses, or it could be your subscribers on YouTube. So now every time I put out a video, my list on YouTube gets notified, and they watch the video. And every video I say, hey, go to zachwaldman.com/fans. They go there, and they join my fan club. A percentage of them do. And those people now are on my real list, right? Because now I've got their names and email addresses and shit because they joined my fan club. And now they're paying members. So now what do I got to do? Well, now I got to contact those people and build a relationship with them. And I do that with a live stream or with an email or whatever, right? And I constantly remind them, hey, it's your pal Zach. I just uploaded a new video where I show you how to make barbecue ribs in a crock pot. Hey, it's your pal Zach. I just did this, and here's a new magic trick or whatever. There's another cute girl out there. But it's the same shit every time. It's just a list that I have a relationship with. And right now, my fan club members consists of 14 people, and my YouTube subscribers are like 522 or something, right? So now I make another video, and now I've got 540 YouTube subscribers and 15 members of my fan club. You hope that there's a tipping point at some point, right? Where one of the videos goes viral and or my audience grows big enough that more people are sharing it, and now you're gaining 100 subs a day. And, you know, but it's this, there's no different. My business model for doing comedy and magic shows for corporate events and private parties, the same thing, right? So I go to a restaurant every Friday where I perform magic. They pay me. I go table to table doing magic for people. I give people my cards. They go to my website. They fill out the booking request form, So now they're on my list. Maybe they hire me, maybe they don't, but they're on my list. So then I continue to contact them. I give them a phone call. Hey, man, remember me? I'm the magician you met at Busby's a couple months ago. I have a note here that it's your birthday today. Just wanted to say happy birthday. And listen, I'm going to the Magic Castle tonight. If you'd like a pass, if you'd like me to leave your name at the door, you could be my guest at the Magic Castle tonight. You know, that's all it is. Calling them up, wishing them a happy birthday, a happy anniversary, doing so. Oh man, that guy's nice. This might go on for 3 years. And then one day I get a call. Hey man, you've always stayed in touch with me. You've always been a good guy. I've always wanted to hire you. Never had a reason. But I'm getting married. Or it's my 50th birthday. Or I want to finally hire you for whatever reason, right? And so that's all it is, man. Every business, Bed Bath & Beyond, same thing. You go in, they mail you their fucking coupon. You remember you remind yourself you need a new toothbrush holder. You go in there with your stack of coupons. You buy some shit. You know what I mean? It's all so it's the same thing. Over time, I've built a very large list of people interested, it's clients and leads for private parties and corporate events. And then then they hire me, and that's it. So you break it down very nicely. I'm taking notes. I love how you said a business is a list of people. You're an entrepreneur genius. Not really. This is all marketing 101, brother. I really like how you broke it down. You made it sound easy. It is easy, dude. Lots of people envy entrepreneurs and have no clue how they think. You're giving it away, but as you said, you were born with the gift. I'm hoping it rubs on me. I need to start building that list. Well, okay, I'll give you an example of how you might do it, Jay. I don't know exactly what kind of coding you would do for people, but just to give a coding example, let's just stick with the WordPress plugin example. So let's say you want to make money selling WordPress plugins. So you start a website, WordPress whatever the fuck it is. And then right on the front page, people get there and it says, get a free WordPress plugin, no strings attached, and full features. Enter your name and email below. It's the first fucking thing they see. And they go, fuck, that sounds like a cool plugin. It's a plugin that if I add it to my WordPress, my dick gets sucked. And it's free. I want a free dick-sucking WordPress plugin. So they enter their name and email address. And then they get an email. Confirm your email address to get your free cock-sucking WordPress plugin. So they click on it. They confirm. Takes them to a page. They download the free WordPress plugin. Next thing you know, their fucking pipes are clean. Their cum is drained. And they're like, that's fucking cool. I got a free cocksucking WordPress plugin. So now they're on your list. That's it. They're on your list. Now every week they get a newsletter from you. Now you got to automate this shit because if you don't, it won't get done. So you automate it. And every week they get a newsletter. And the newsletter could be fucking anything. It doesn't, trust me on this. It could be like a Bed Bath & Beyond coupon. Once a week, they could get a 20% off coupon for various plugins. There's a million ways. See, that's where people get stuck. You tell them it's easy. You give them the basics. But then they get mired in the details. They go, oh, what do I say in the newsletter every week? Oh, won't people get mad if I email them every week? Oh, stop that. Well, how do I find out their birthday or anniversary? How do I keep track of that? Won't they think I'm a weirdo if I call them? No, man, this is a business about relationship. Business, it's relationships. My very best clients end up becoming friends of mine, and they never hire another magician. I have a client in North Carolina. He's one of my closest friends now. I've known him I think 17 years or some crazy shit. That motherfucker's never hiring another magician. He's flown me out to North Carolina he flew me out to North Carolina for his birthday party. He's a baller. He's a wealthy man and one of the greatest people I know. He's so kind and fun. He's an interesting guy, generous. That motherfucker's never hiring anybody but me for comedy or magic shows for his events. And so, and he pays me my full rate without, there's not even a question. He's like, what do you charge? Oh yeah. Okay. Here, done. Does not give it. He doesn't care. That's what you want, man. And guess what? The other people he hangs out with, they're wealthy. And guess who he refers me to? His other wealthy clients. And then they end up on my list. And then they become my friends. So that's the whole deal, man. And but people get stuck on it. You go, hey, man, build a list. Well, how do I do it? You're a coder, give away a free plugin in exchange for their name and email. Then contact them regularly with offers. But what do I say? How often? How do I do it? And they're fucking smoke. And then they don't believe you. Then they don't think it works. No, I don't think so. And you go, okay, you're asking me what to do. I'm telling you what to do. And then you're arguing with me about it. So go ask somebody else. And I can't tell you how many times people have come back to me. Oh, I paid a bunch of money for coaching. And you know what my business coach told me? The same exact shit you told me for free. Okay. Have you done it yet? Well, I'm still have questions. I don't fucking know what to tell you. Yeah, and you know, then it becomes a thing of, then you realize there's a psychological issue with these people. The fear of doing it, the fear of failure. Here's a good piece of advice. You can always begin again. You learn that from meditating. Sam Harris, you'll be meditating and he'll say, hey, did your mind just start wandering? That's okay. Come back to the present and begin again. You can always begin again. I used to have that fear. It's like, I'm going to go to the improv and bomb, and they're never going to let me perform on the stage again. You know what I mean? I always had that fear, but then you realize, you know, that's the great thing about the Comedy Store. The Comedy Store lets people go up there and work on material and bomb, and it's supposed to be a gym where people work on shit. And so at some point, you have to just realize you can always begin again. But you start, you do it. It doesn't go the way you expected it. You start again. But fear keeps people from doing these things. They're told what to do. They're told how to do it. And they either don't do it or they start to do it. And they hit some kind of blockage, some small thing, and instead of working the problem and solving it and pushing forward, it derails them, and that's the end of them doing whatever they thought they were going to do. Then what they do is they go buy some other product that teaches them the same shit, and they go, this time I'm going to do it. And they start following the instructions, and then they get mired in some detail, and they quit again. And then they go hire a coach that tells them the same shit. And then they say, it's the same thing. I'm really going to do it. I'm really going to do it. I'm really going to do it. Over and over as they keep spending money on coaching and different products that promise to fulfill their dreams at the push of a button. And most people never figure it out. Zach, may I suggest you publish an ebook on how to think like an entrepreneur? You could put it on LuluPress or Gumroad or LeanPub, you know? You can then charge more for some video explaining it. You're so right. It's fear that keeps people from doing it. So, Jay, all right. See, you don't know me. You haven't known me that long. I'll tell you something about me. Is I used to do that. The first product I ever created, which you could still buy and it still sells, I created some products for magicians. One is called How to Book More Restaurant Work Than You Can Handle. Here, I'll show you the sales page for it. It's still up. I every once in a while, I don't promote it or anything, but once in a while, I'll just, all of a sudden, I'll see I made a sale. Here, I'll show it to you. Once in a while, I'll get like, bling, from PayPal. And I'm like, what the fuck is that? And it's like, oh, someone just bought this. So, how to book more restaurant work than you can handle. This is the sales page. And it takes them through all the benefits like we talked about, features and benefits. Tells them what's included. Tells them how it's unique. And here's some testimonials from some well-known magicians. and some lesser. Oh, there's Lou Serrano. Look at that. And then go down here. This is everything you'll get. And this has videos, by the way. And then there's the guarantee. There's the bonuses. And here's the call to action all the way down there. It's funny. I should probably, I don't promote this, but I should go through and have the option to purchase this multiple times throughout the site. But that was an old school sales letter of mine. And so then about 3 or 4 years ago, I started a website called IHaveTheBestLife.com. And the website was, it was like a wellness website. I basically had 3 prongs. It was like, I think I had 3. But I was creating and selling courses on physical, emotional, and financial well-being. So it was like a self-improvement kind of site. So I had things on dealing with anxiety and depression. I made videos on that and had courses on that. And you know, I gave away a lot of free courses. And then in the financial one, it was about like what I learned from being a financial fuck up and a lot of entrepreneurial type things. So I was doing this, and I had like a membership site. People paid, I forget what I was charging, like, I don't know, $49 a month or something like that, $29 a month. I forget what I was charging. And I had about 15 members. Funny enough, I think I had more members to that than this, and it was much more expensive. But then I realized I'm spending a lot of time, money, and effort on putting together on a website for self-improvement when all of that time, money, and effort could be spent on writing new jokes and working on new magic tricks and focusing on my core business. It's like this website I put together is making me a few $100s a month. And let's say I had 10 paid members at $30 a month. All right. It was probably, I was making, I don't know, $300 to $500 a month probably from this fucking thing. And I was like, meanwhile, I make thousands for a corporate event. I should be putting my effort into making my show for corporate events the best fucking show in the world. And I should be booking more of those. And that was when I quit YouTube. I quit. I took down IHaveTheBestLife.com. I quit everything. The only thing I was doing was every day working on making my magic shows better and working on making my stand-up comedy shows better. And that was it. My business is systemized like a franchise, and it is a machine. So I would wake up, manage the machine, which would take 2 or 3 hours a day usually. And then I would work on comedy or magic, both sometimes. When the sun was calling my name, I'd take a walk, go to Earth Cafe, grab an overpriced coffee, maybe a chocolate muffin. And then I would sit in one spot in the direct sunlight and read books, drink coffee, look at girls, look at dogs, look at girls who were dogs, and wish I had a dog, wish I had a girl. And then, but I would get my vitamin D, and then I'd saunter home and maybe work on some comedy and magic, check on some details here or there, make dinner, go to jiu-jitsu, smoke weed after jiu-jitsu, before and after jiu-jitsu with my pals, hang out, podcasting in Michael Plaster's van until about midnight or so, come home and maybe watch a movie or something and kind of relax and then crash, man. That was my life. And when that happened, my shows were getting better and I was booking more gigs than I ever had. And You know, I've told the story before. So it was the extreme focus. So what I'm upset about was I thought, well, I can't have that extreme focus because everything's been taken away from me. I can't work anymore. But I should have said, okay, let's take that extreme focus and do virtual shows and charge top dollar for them, but also do a top-notch virtual show. That's what I should have done. Instead, I said, I'm going to use what I know about marketing, and I'm going to go back to YouTube and try to crack the YouTube code. So then I did the Crystalia video, and it was the most successful video I'd ever done. I was like, fuck, maybe I can do this YouTube thing. So I called up Maddox, and I said, hey, man, I want to rejoin Madcast Media. I want to rejoin the network. He said, you'd fucking love to have you. So, hey, what up, Lizzie? And so then I started YouTubing, and then I said, okay, I'm not gonna use Patreon or any of that. I'm gonna do the exact, exactly what I tell people to do. Start my own fan club, put it behind a paywall. It's just a membership site, right? And I'm going to do everything I know. I'm going to build a list and charge for a fee, and then I'm going to just build it up over time. And now that I'm working again, instead of quitting this, I'm just going to say, nope, this is part of my business model, and it's part of what I do now. So I'm going to keep the extreme focus, which is why Lizzie. I'm waiting for it to play. Wow, this is the longest it's ever taken. Hey, by the well, while I'm waiting for that to figure out why the fuck it says it's gonna play, it's just taking forever. Real quick, Lizzie, just so you know, since nobody watches this shitty live stream, instead of doing it Monday through Thursday at noon, I think I'm going to just go live whenever I fucking feel like it, because I would be better off spending this time making pre-produced videos, and I never have energy to make them after I do a live stream. So the plan is to wake up, focus on putting out the pre-produced videos, and then going live whenever I feel like it. So I know you're a subscriber, but that's how I feel at this moment. I think I'll get more value because I gain more subscribers and members to the fan club from the pre-produced videos than I do the live ones. I'm still going to go live, and they'll still go behind the paywalls as a member benefit. But that's the other thing. I feel like I'd be better off adding more magic tricks and bar bets and content to the fan club than doing these live casts and having no energy left over to do that stuff. I'm going to try playing your thing again, Lizzie. I don't know why it's being a bitch. All right, let me take a look here. I don't know why this fucking thing. So the other thing is there's a good chance that after today's live show that I'm going to go live again, but it'll be on to test out Streamlabs OBS. I'm going to see if Streamlabs solves some of the problems I'm having here. So I just didn't want you to be like, why is he supposed to be here at noon, Monday through Thursday, and he's not here? So I'm still going to go live, but you'll know it because you'll see that, oh, as a subscriber, Zach just went live. Okay, this is all set correctly over here. Let me see. I'm trying to figure out why your video is not playing. Lizzie? Oh my God, this thing sucks. Oh, well. This would be why. I'm really hoping that switching to Streamlabs is a good choice. I don't know that I'm going to try it. I'm probably you'll see Zach is live testing, and I'm just going to play with Streamlabs and see if it's better. Everybody seems to. It's weird because XSplit gets the nod as being better, a better product from most reviews, but it seems like OBS seems to be the fucking standard for people. Oh, come on, you piece of shit. I just moved this thing. Look at this. Everything's all fucked up now. Come on. Oh, my God. And that was locked in place. So how is that? Oh, I just moved it. I mean, this is supposed to be locked. How did this get moved? Sorry, this fucking thing is really fucking up. All right, I guess I have to do what I got to do here. Hold on a second. You don't realize it because on your end it's okay. On my end, everything is fucked up. All right, now it all is fine. And let me see something here. This thing is such a piece of shit. I so miss when everything worked. All right. Well, I mean, I can get everything to work now, but it's no Stream Deck now. I'm going to try to reload my Stream Deck. Today's show is kind of a throwaway show. It's election day. Everybody's on edge. Give me a second here. Great stuff, Zach. I didn't know you had that book, but the advice in it applies to many more people than magicians. Well, yeah, it was actually the How to Book More Restaurant Work Than You Can Handle started off as an ebook, and then I revised it and added videos to it. All right, let's see if this works without. Okay, I want to check it. So right now, everything is good. I'm going to hit one button on my Stream Deck to call outs is fine. So like when I hit this works. And this works okay. Now I'm going to go to my folder I call stingers. Now this is weird. Maybe I can. How about this? It's this particular. What about sound effects? Let's see. Does sound effects fuck everything up? Okay, so that's fine. But stingers. Okay, this one folder I have. I'm going to click on this. And boom, everything eats shit. That's so weird. I wonder why this is.
The wheel in the sky keeps on turning.
Okay, so I got to reload this again. All right, so now we're good again. Wow. So That's really interesting. And I wonder. So, okay, in XSplit there's a thing called sources. The folder with all the sources, it's that one I labeled stingers. Why is it that that one folder crashes everything? Well, that's good to know. I'm going to contact XSplit and be like, hey, I learned something. This one folder is crashing everything. All right, enough tech talk. So, Jay, the point is, listen, bottom line, brother, you got sales marketing type questions, especially internet marketing, especially when it comes to squeeze pages, sales letters, pay-per-click, SEO. It's my fucking world, yo. So here we go. Yahoo already on the front page. Live presidential election, 0-0, 270 to win. Right now, Trump, this means nothing, obviously, but right now, Trump is crushing Biden. Trump says out loud what many GOPers say quietly. I just remembered, I got to talk to Lou about Zoom magic shows. No problem, Jay. Somebody actually said, you should add this to the members area, like all the marketing shit. I probably have somewhere all the content from IHaveTheBestLife.com. I should just take that whole fucking thing. It's so much. And just say, hey man, if anybody wants a bunch of self-improvement shit from a website I used to run, here's just a ass load of it. But it's better just to ask me. It's better, Jay, if you decide to start a business and you take the first steps and you have a question, it's better just to ask me direct questions and say, hey, man, how do you do this? Or what do you use for that? I could tell you one piece of advice is read a book called The E-Myth Revisited. It's a really good book. It's written as a conversation between a consultant and a woman who decides to open up a pie shop. She makes great pies. Everybody's like, you should open up a pie shop. So she does, and things don't go well at first. But so the book is written from this consultant to her. She's like, well, I did this. And then she comes back and goes, I'm having a problem. And he's like, well, what about this? And she's like, I know what I'll do. And she starts doing what he says. And she's like, it's amazing. I changed this to this. And just like you said, things are much better. And he's like, that's right, because I know what I'm talking about. And so it's a really good book because it's about making sure your business model, even if you don't intend to ever sell it as a franchise, it's good to set up your business with a franchise model in mind, because you develop systems that work together to build this one machine that simply needs to be managed. And so you don't end up, because what happens to a lot of entrepreneurs is you end up doing every job. So you're like, Jesus Christ, I'm the sales department, I'm the marketing department, I'm the website design department, I'm the SEO department, I'm the pay-per-click department, I'm a fucking Jamaican. I got 90 jobs here. And then you end up trying to outsource, and everybody does the same shit, I'm telling you. And so this book kind of captures that. It's like, hey, don't be one of these assholes that does the same shit. Do it this way. And you go, oh, that makes much more sense. So I highly recommend that book, The E-Myth Revisited. I got to take a leak. I'm kind of planning on staying live for a long time today. I've got nothing to do really, just except to watch the election. And you know, like I said, I might stop to switch to Streamlabs. So there might be a lag here, but I'm gonna be live a lot today, just to fucking hang, you know, just to hang with people for the election. But that's interesting, right? That some popular votes have already been counted. That must be that tiny town in New Hampshire, right? I got to take a leak. So let me take a quick break here. Little Reverend Carl for you.
Get ready for the final chapter. Roll up and fill your cup. You better pause for this moment in time. Witness the fall of the year by the end of the 1,000-year reign. We got no one made it on the pretty baby just in a tumble of pain. FIFA, let me smell the blood. I'm a falling empire. FIFA. Well, it's time to hand things over. Now the jewels of our records returned. Triggers still in position, made in child and rag and burn. Everybody just realize what a foolish good you've been. Look at what you've admitted to. Imagine the horrors of the scene. FIFA, FIFA. I can smell the blood. Rejoice and let me lift your voice again. I'm ready for the final chapter. Go up and fill your cup. You better pause for this moment in time. Everybody just realize what a foolish good you been. Look at what you've admitted to. Imagine the horrors on the scene. FIFA, FIFA. I can smell the blood. I'm a falling empire. FIFA. Reluctance return. Triggers still in the position, baby. They be tried and ragged and burned. Everybody just realize what a foolish good you've been. Look at what you've admitted to. Imagine the horrors of the scene. Leave out, yeah. I can smell the
I wonder if I play. It's very difficult for me to see this. If I play Lizzie's thing without the Stream Deck.
The wheel in the sky keeps on turning.
Oh, look at that. It's all fucked up again. Oh, but it recovered. That's interesting. Okay, so the video itself, I mean, I'm aware of this already, that a video is going to take a little toll on the CPU. What's interesting, though, is if I play it manually, let me see.
The wheel in the sky keeps on turning.
So, on my end, come on. Okay, so on your end, it looks like it's okay. On my end, it gets all jittery, but then it recovers. But if I use the Stream Deck, even if I don't hit the button, if I just go into the folder on the Stream Deck, all that stuff takes a dive. Hey, Lizzie, have you seen the stinger yet that I did for what's his face? You know the guy. Rudy Lara Croft. I like doing those things. I wish, they're fun to do. I just wish it didn't take so fucking long with my shitty computer. I gotta add Rudy's back on here. Rudy got deleted, removed. Make sure I add him back on. Make him a little bit bigger. Boom. Rudy Lara. The E-Myth Revisited. Oh, no problem, man. Is it the E-Myth Revisited? Is that what it... Jesus. I just recommended the book and then forgot. Is that what it's called? The E-Myth Revisited? Fuck. Whatever. Well, okay, yeah, with the whole franchise thing, I can explain that if you're interested. I'll explain it real quick. Let's see. When finished, hide. Force there. Okay. So this is set now. Fucking lock it in. Save this piece of shit. All right. So here's the thing about the franchise model. Is is it going to recover? Or maybe it doesn't. It looks like it's okay. Let's take McDonald's as an example. You got a McDonald's, right? And they've got everything so systemized that you can have a dozen retards in there working. You don't need somebody with a PhD, right? Because if your business requires you to hire people that are like fucking brilliant, well, you better have a lot of money to pay those people. And there's fewer of them, and if they leave, you got to retrain somebody. It's a whole fucking thing. But if you've got a position to fill that any retard could do, if you go, hey, come here, you, you. Listen, all you got to do is press these buttons in this order. See how they're numbered 1 to 10? You press button number 1. See that timer comes on? When it beeps, you move the fries from here to there. And you'll know it because number 2 will light up and it'll say move the fries. And after you do, you hit button 3. You see, so even a dumb wigger like you can make perfect cheeseburgers and fries here at McDonald's. Now the manager, all he is slightly less retarded than everybody else at this McDonald's. So you got a system where any fucking bunch of retards can do the job. And so when one retard ends up in prison, it's easy to get a new fucking parolee. It's like you could pull anybody off the street and go, hey, you want a job here? Do this. Do it in this order. We're going to get the correct result. That's the end of it, all right? So then you get the guy, like I said, the manager, slightly less retarded, and he explains all this to them. And the owner, meanwhile, all he has to do is manage the whole thing. He's got a list of, he wakes up and he goes, all right, I got to make sure my retarded manager, who's only slightly less retarded than the people he manages, did these things. Check it. Oh, yeah, he did it all. Good job. And by the way, this manager, when he leaves because he decides to, leave the car running in the garage as his wife and kids are asleep inside, and he's put wet towels along the bottoms of the garage door to take his last nap. When he does that and you got to get a new manager, not a big deal. You get another guy and he's telling him the same thing. Listen, but your job as the owner, it's just things. It's like just checking boxes. And now if you never want to hire anybody, that's fine. You do it for yourself. You have systems in place so that when you wake up every day, you just run down the list of shit that you got to do. You just check the boxes. And as long as you do that, Jimmy Schubert texting me. He's sending me funny memes. Even if you do it for yourself, which is what I did for me. I had a virtual assistant in the Philippines. I used to pay a few $100 a week to do different jobs for me. But then I realized, oh, wait a minute. I could do this myself. It's just got to be systemized in a way that it happens all of the time on autopilot. Yeah, I got to do a little bit of work, but it's fucking nothing. It's nothing anybody would really call work. I got to just go down this list. Go, did I do? Good to go. Now I can go back to jacking off and all the other things I want to do. So that's the E-Myth Revisited, or whatever the fuck it's called. It's that's what that book is about, and it will save you falling into a lot of the typical pitfalls that people fall into. The typical pitfalls are people jumping from plan to plan to plan, not settling on one plan and working that plan consistently. The other pitfall is not taking action at all. The other pitfall is getting really enthusiastic, taking action, hitting a stumbling block, and letting it derail you. And then you just get caught up in that loop, and you do that over and over again. Another pitfall is looking for a magic bullet, trying to, you believe the promises that are made online that you could just buy this piece of software or do this thing and money's going to just roll in like clockwork. What other pitfalls? You could live in Connecticut. That's a pitfall of life. You don't want to live in Connecticut. Could be worse. You could be in Mississippi. You don't want to do that either. What if I was like the stand-up comedy consultant, where I went into businesses and went, all right, faggots, this is how we're going to get your numbers up. Start with the marketing department, if that's what you guys call yourselves. I mean, you're a department, but more like Department of Waste and Sanitation. But you left out the sanitation. You're a waste. I'd be like fucking, the dude from Glengarry Glen Ross. Marketing department. Coffee is for lead generation. How many leads did the marketing department generate today? 0. You know how many leads I generated driving over to give this lecture to you shitheads? 17 leads. How did I do it? I was live streaming while I was driving. Is it unsafe? Well, not if you don't look at the camera. Are you looking at the camera? Are you that kind of a narcissist? I look straight ahead, and I just deliver pearls of wisdom. The same pearls of wisdom I was paid thousands of dollars to deliver to you today. How did I convince your company to spend more on me than they do on you? It's because I have more value to your company than you do. All right? They gave me, how much money do you make a year? Tell me your salary. You don't want to say your salary in front of the room, in front of the other employees. Is that because you're embarrassed? Are you embarrassed because you're overpaid for what you do? Is that what it is, sir? Well, I'm going to tell you what I was paid today. I was paid $25,000 to come here today. Yeah, I hear the gasps. You're thinking about, why didn't I get that money? I'll tell you why, because I generated 17 leads jacking off while driving my car high on the way here, and you've generated 0. That's why. We should just fire the whole marketing department, Mel. Mel, why are we even trying? 0 leads today, Mel. Why are we trying to help these people? And then after that, I say, okay, a big part of my success is wellness. So we're going to do some fucking meditation, assholes. All right? And I don't want to hear any shit, I'm not religious. This isn't about religion. This is about you contemplating consciousness. And if you don't do it, I'm going to stick my foot up your ass. Just like this fucking angry, politically incorrect, motivational / guru marketing consultant that just says faggot every other word, says some things that sound racist and anti-Semitic. I'm like, well, I don't see any Jews here. Well, that makes sense. Why would the accounting department be needed when they have nothing to account for because the marketing department generated 0 leads today? Either that or it's a Jewish holiday. Every other fucking day is a holiday for these people. People are like, Jesus Christ, isn't he a Jew? You may have noticed my name is Zach Waldman. You're thinking he seems a little anti-Semitic for a Jew. Well, I'm a self-hating Jew. You know the type, like Andrew Dice Clay. Pretends to be Italian. God damn, I love the Dice man. He looked little on the Comedy Store documentary. Dice, I feel like Dice is like a big fucking, he looked, I don't know why, in the documentary, the way they shot him or something, he looked like thin. I finished watching the Comedy Store documentary. It was excellent. All right, guys. So, let's do, let's do a little refresh here. And the dental experience reinvented. Do you have nitrous? 16 popular phones. All right. Do you want to hear what he said out loud? As voting ends, battle intensifies over which ballots will count. Dun, dun, dun. Which ballots count? Boo, 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 boo. It's the ballot counting song. Okay. There's armies of lawyers that have been dispatched. County by county legal battles over which ballots will ultimately be counted. Hundreds of lawyers on both sides. Jesus Christ. I just want to know what he said out loud that he wasn't supposed to say. The one that I don't understand is why while Pennsylvania wants to count ballots that were postmarked after the election day. I don't mind them counting ballots that arrive late due to mail delays if they were postmarked on the 3rd. But if you mailed your ballot, if your ballot is postmarked after the 3rd, why would that even be considered to be counted? I don't get that. I'm getting hungry. I think we're going to I'm gonna stop soon, eat a Kind bar, and restart using Streamlabs and see what happens. And also, it's early yet. It's a little after 5 o'clock on the East Coast. I think in the next about 3 hours or so, we should start to have some results, don't you think? I'm just guessing that. But apparently what he said that he wasn't supposed to say was that as soon as the election is over, he told reporters over the weekend, we're going in with our lawyers. So they're basically saying he's admitting he doesn't expect to win without going to court. Zach, are you friends with Nick DiPaolo? I have never met Nick DiPaolo. I am a big fucking fan, though. My pal Jimmy Schubert is sometimes compared, they they're both very fucking East Coast, and they're kind of grovelly voices. Same thing with Colin Quinn. I feel like Colin I actually did a show with when I was still an open micer in New York. Colin Quinn's a great guy. But I feel like Colin Quinn, Jimmy Schubert, and Nick DiPaolo are all kind of like these, hey, yeah, big fucking, fuck you, I'm East Coast and grovelly and, I'm smart and I'll tear you up quickly and I'm funny. And 3 murderers, by the way. Who's funnier than those 3 fucking killers? Those are 3 of the funniest people that have ever lived. All right. This is I don't know about you guys. How are you guys feeling on this election night? Last night the city was eerily quiet. Nobody was fucking out last night on the roads. It was pretty bizarre. And the reason I'm asking the question, I will say in the last 5 minutes, all of a sudden, hey, see you, Lizzie. Have a beautiful one. Enjoy the rest of your day. And remember, if you hit that notification bell, hit all, because I'm going to be going live at random points probably from here on.
The wheel in the sky keeps on turning.
But anyway, over the last, not even 5 minutes, all of a sudden, right as I asked you the question, in that last minute or so, I got a little bit ooh, I'm feeling the buildup. I'm feeling anybody else feeling it? Anybody feeling oh shit, it's almost, 5:30 on the East Coast here. On the West Coast here, it's, I can't really see my clock from here. I said my clock, not Mike Lock. I'll look over here. It's, so it's 2:19 to 2:20 on the West Coast, the best coast. And I got, 5:20 on the East Coast, the Beast Coast, and I keep, all of a sudden I'm like, uh-oh, shit's gonna start happening. It's really start. It's like we're sitting down in the audience for the show to begin, right? Anybody else feeling that? Or is it just me? Anybody else feeling it? Trump signals he won't try to declare victory prematurely. Trump says he'd only declare himself the winner of the 2020 election only when there's victory. No reason to play games. People keep reading what he's saying as an indication that he expects to lose. He expected to lose in 2016, by the way. He was more surprised than anybody when he won. Maybe that's his MO, is he always plans on the worst as like reverse psychology to the universe. Kind of like the Secret in reverse. This is interesting. President Lopez Obrador, the Labrador, urges review of U.S. drug cooperation in Mexico. Fuck yeah, man. How about we just don't. How about we end this fucking drug war already? Biden's not going to do that. Neither is Trump. Joe Jorgensen would. That's what I want to see. I want to see Joe Jorgensen come from fucking nowhere and win Florida. And people go, what? And then she wins Pennsylvania. And people are like, well, what is happening? And it's just people are like, what? Everybody voted fucking third party. They're going to review their policies after the recent U.S. arrest of a top military official. Mexican Army Chief Salvador Cienfuegos was arrested in L.A., charged with drug trafficking and money laundering on a warrant issued by the U.S. DEA. We have to review all this, how these arrest warrants are issued, who's intervening, what agreements there are with the U.S. agents who operate in Mexico. DEA didn't respond. Labrador criticized the DEA's historic role in his country. What is this, man? Oh, that's Labrador. Remember that Cheech and Chong? Last week, Foreign Minister Marcelo Ebrard, it's electronic bread, Ebrard, expressed his dismay at the United States' failure to tell Mexico it was going to arrest Cienfuegos. We have to be grateful, and I have said this before, that the President Trump has been respectful toward Mexico, Labrador said. But there are still issues we have to clarify. We're only waiting for an election to pass, he said of Tuesday's U.S. presidential election, which Trump is seeking a second term. Labrador held up the case of Cienfuegos, who's being held without bail as an example of rampant corruption in past governments. Characterized the case as an isolated event, defended the Army's role in Mexico. You like my Mexican voice, Jay Smith? All right. I'm going to smoke the rest of the weed that I grinded up here. I'm going to drink some water, smoke some weed, wrap this up, eat a kind bar, go live. I'll charge my camera some, and watch an OBS tutorial. And then you're going to see me live for the first time using Streamlabs Obi-Wan Kenobi. I'm really sad about this. I've been a paying member of XSplit for years. But this is an interesting thing I've learned about what's causing it to eat shit. You know, I didn't use the Stream Deck right now, and it's doing it now. So it's really just using that whole area. I bet, yeah. I'm going to reload this. I bet if I reload this, you guys don't even see it, by the way. It's all on my end. But I'm going to reload this cocksucker. It'll fix it on my end. Yep, it did. Oh, I forgot to hide Rudy there. All right. I got to load it again. Hold on. Load. Load. It's a load. There we go. Yep, everything's beautiful now. That's interesting. It's hilarious. All right, cool. Maybe I have one fucking voice that people like now. So if I simply click in this area, it's okay. It's okay now. If I click on this. All right, as long as I don't play them. All right, interesting. It's fucked up. So I'm addicted to refreshing Yahoo now. It's got to be so weird to be one of the first 26 people to vote. To actually see your vote there, it's like, yep, that was me. What we got here? Red Mirage turns to blue Shift with full VBM count and resolution of any VBM ballot challenges. The 12 states that will determine the 2020 election. Signs of a blowout win. Is that, what do you think, man? You think we're going to see a blowout win? I see Ledyard King wrote this. Good old Ledyard. What a fucking stupid name. That's a fucking black guy that wears a bow tie. Right there, Ledyard. Latinos in Florida. Blue-collar workers in Wisconsin. Farmers in Iowa. Yes, voters in each of the 50 states participate in the presidential election. But like past elections, it'll be key blocks in a dozen battleground states that are likely to decide whether President Donald Trump or Democratic mentally challenged Joe Biden occupies Ovaltine's office in a parallel dimension. This guy likes to make up words. You know, sometimes, Zach, I watch this guy, Zach, and he just makes up shit. What the fuck's going on? All right. Here's how things shape up for Election Day. All right, this is a bunch of nonsense. This is all, we're still speculating. It's today. We're hours away. All I know is what's going on with vote. What's happening with number 27 here? 26 people, they can't start counting these votes? Like, I know my vote was counted. It should definitely, well, I guess I didn't vote for either one of them, so I wouldn't be on there. Okay, I know Lou voted, so how come it doesn't say 11 popular votes? Because I could call them right now and be like, hey, you could add one for Biden. My pal Lou voted for Biden. You know what I mean? Judge Dale's Adrian Boner. All right, let's see what happened here. This keeps coming up. Adrian Boner is a boxer. He posted stacks of cash on Instagram while claiming he can't make court payments. Maybe he was just flexing. Maybe he had like a TikToker at his house and said, let me borrow that stage cash that you use in all your TikTok videos for a second. Woman accused him of sexually assaulting her at a nightclub in 2018. And he's saying he had to make a payment, but doesn't have the money. But then he cited this and said, look at all this. Fucking dumbass.
All this motherfucking money, huh?
Bro, we world champions, man.
World champions.
Ocean.
Deep.
Ocean deep.
Jesus.
Shit.
How much is that?
Shit.
How much is that?
2-man team, huh?
Let me ask you.
Fuck a 3-man. It's a 2-man weave now.
Let me ask you. How much did that? How much did it? Let me ask you a question. Fucking dumbass. Given that Boner claimed in court filing he only had $13 to his name. Mr. Boner continually defied every court order I've given. He ordered the Boner stays in jail until he provides complete and truthful information about his finances to the plaintiff's firm. Boner claimed he's preparing for a fight scheduled in January. It'll earn him a significant purse, and then he'll supposedly make the payment. You got to let him... Well, this is good for his training. He can fight in jail. What better place to train than jail? Boner reportedly pinned... Oh, hold on a second. Hold on. Let me get the music. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Broner reportedly pinned woman down, kissed her in club. The assault reportedly occurred on June 9th, 2008. She was eaten, 18, at Park Social Club. Oh yeah. The victim alleged that the boxer, whom she did not know, approached her as she sat with two friends, thrust himself on her, pinned her down, and forcibly kissed her. After attempts to remove Broner's boner from her, the boxer only ceased the assault after a bystander threatened to take a picture. Oh yeah. Yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah. Ooh. After his boner's guilty plea, the woman filed a civil suit because Boner was not acting civilly. She did not have much of a problem winning because Boner declined to appear in court or contest the charges, leading to a default judgment of $500,000 in punitive damage, $250,000 in compensatory damages, the victim's legal fees. God damn, I wish a rich boxer would pin me down and kiss me. He's participated in as many sexual assault arrests as fights in the last 3 years. Jesus Christ. He was arrested in Atlanta in 2018 for groping a woman in a shopping mall, allegedly. He also encountered trouble for threatening to shoot gay people in a homophobic rant on his Instagram story. Has been a wanted man in Florida multiple times for failing to appear in court over a 2017 speeding arrest. In the latter case, he was seen in an LA Lakers game despite being a wanted man in Florida. if he's homophobic, you know what? I hope I run into him because I'm gonna try to like kiss him. Or you know what I'll do is I'll dress up like a hot chick, and I'll try to be around him when he's drunk, and he pins me down and kisses me, and then I'll pull the wig off, and then when he beats me up for being a dude, I'll get like millions from him. There's got to be a way to get some money out of Boner. Although the problem is he doesn't show up or pay for anything. So you got to find somebody that'll actually pay. He hasn't appeared in a boxing ring since 2019 when a 40-year-old Manny Pacquiao fucked him up. It's been over 3 years since he won an official boxing match. Demanded $10 million for this next fight. Did he get it? How much did he get? I mushed up my hair. Oh, man. I'm just looking for an excuse to do a Mexican voice again for you. I'm like, oh, as soon as I find somebody likes something, that's all I want to do. Trump to AIDS on what worries him if he loses. Hamilton star has a message for voters. Wait for it. Janelle Monáe, 34, wows fans with toned abs. Local police say Biden staffer may have been at fault in a Trump train. Let's see. Highway incident. I'm surprised they're covering it. Well, it's in Texas. They said that over the weekend, the vehicle of a Biden staffer may be at fault in a minor collision that occurred during an incident where Trump supporters and trucks surrounded and followed a Biden campaign bus. Whatever. Gives a fuck. We're hours away from it being over. Hopefully. Either that or it's going to be really close and it's going to go on for weeks or months and the Supreme Court is going to decide. Either way, who gives a fuck? I'm getting really hungry, though. I'm really hungry, guys. Getting really hungry. I have my stuffed animals over here. They're like my audience. And I went and took a leak before. They were like, you've been really boring today. And I'm like, I know, but he was asking marketing questions. It's not my fault. I guarantee the stuff I told you for free, you would pay a lot of money for in a lot of ebooks. One more reason to join the fan club, Jay Smith. Free sales marketing advice. I'll tell you what I'll do for you, Jay. If you join my fan club, I will. I do website hosting. I will host your website for free. How much are you going to pay for hosting somewhere else? Good hosting, $15 a month. It's going to be more than $5. I'll tell you that. So if you go to, I'll tell you what. I'll make that offer to anybody watching this. Anybody that happens to see this. If you haven't joined my fan club yet. It's a weird. I could offer it on the fucking fan club page, but I don't know how many people need hosting. Anybody that needs website hosting, I do host websites. I have a hosting account. It's it's a reseller account, and it's with a small orange. I've been with them for a long time. I used to be with HostGator before it went to total shit. Apparently, they fixed a lot of the things that went wrong, but at the time, I loved them, and everybody did. They were the darling of the internet hosting world, and then they went to total dog shit. So I switched hosting companies, and I hated doing it. Went over to a small orange, became a reseller for them. So anybody watching this that would like to support me, I will host your website for free. You tell me the domain name, I will host it on my server, and you'll be good to go. 24/7 tech support, the whole deal. What a fucking deal. Tempting. It's a great fucking offer. I'm offering you free sales and marketing advice from a guy who's really done it and been successful with it. That's the other thing, man. A lot of these people are fakers. Like, my pal Lou Serrano is getting his real estate license. And in the future, he would like to teach people how to be successful in real estate. But Lou is not a faker. So Lou says, I want to use all of my background in sales and marketing to be one of the small percentage of people who's really successful at real estate. And then I want to teach people how to do it. But I'm not going to teach people how to do something until I've done it myself. There's a lot of bullshit out there. There's a lot of people that study and then they repackage what they learned from other people and then they tell you they're going to help you get rich, but they've never actually done it. I've actually made, for close to 20 years, I don't know what I made my first year, but it's like I've made 6 figures doing stand-up comedy and magic shows and not having a fucking day job. Like, I've actually done it. I've actually created and sold products to magicians. I've actually created and sold products to people that were interested in self-improvement, or in other words, I've actually done it, and I made money selling affiliate products. Look, a big part of the way I monetize this fucking thing is if you go to zachwaldman.com/fans, you'll find affiliate links. So here's a piece of advice, Jay Smith. I hands down recommend Thrive Themes, which is the theme in the plug. It's a combination of themes and plugins that it's from a company called Thrive Themes, though. And I highly recommend you just sign up for the deal where you get access to all their shit. It's a subscription thing, or you can pay yearly, whatever. But their whole focus is conversion-based themes and technology and plugins and shit. And I've tried them all, and they give you so much free real-world marketing advice, but also the product is the best I've ever come across. And so if you're like, I'm going to put up a website and I'm going to start building up a list by giving away something. In other words, I'm just going to put up a simple squeeze page, as we call it. A squeeze page is a one-page website, usually has a headline, and it just has a place for a name and an email address, or maybe even just an email address, and you give something away in exchange for their email address. That's called a squeeze page. Well, you go, I want to do that. So I'm going to get a domain name, and I'm going to have Zach host it, and I'll do that by joining his fan club, and I'll get free hosting. But now how do I build my squeeze page? I'll use Zach's affiliate link for Thrive Themes. If you go to zachwaldman.com/fans, maybe you already have a website up and you're looking to redo it and you want to just start from scratch with the latest and greatest conversion-focused technology. I recommend Thrive Themes. It's what I use. So you can click on my affiliate link, sign up, and I'll earn a commission. So I still do even the affiliate marketing as part of the monetization for this. Same thing if you're going to buy something on Amazon. Let's say you want to support me, but, you're an asshole. So you won't join my fan club. But you want to support me anyway because you're not a complete asshole. So you go to zachwaldman.com/fans and you go, there's this Amazon link. If you're really clever, you won't even go to fans. You'll just go to zachwaldman.com/Amazon. You'll click on that, and then it'll take you to Amazon like you always go to Amazon. The only difference will be that I earn a commission on anything you buy. So, the point is affiliate marketing. I've really done it. I've really earned commissions as an affiliate. I've really created and sold products, and I've made a living full time. Lou is a full-time magician, and little secret, there's not that fucking many of us, man. there's not that many people that make their living full time doing stand-up comedy and or magic that make six figures, and that's all that they do. It's not that fucking many of us, man. The guys that do, we all know each other. We're all fucking friends, or we know of one another. So I know what I'm talking about. My advice when it comes to sales and marketing is worth more than the goddamn, and also free hosting. I will host your website. So there you go. Fucking Jay Smith, one of my biggest fans. I can't get this cocksucker to join the fan club. But anyway, I still like him though. This fucking guy. One of my favorite people. One of my favorite people that watches the show. Maybe it's because of there's a Groucho Marx quote for you. I need to add more of those on the stream deck. Those are fun. I need to add more sound effects too. Sure is windy. So windy. Having trouble lighting the bong in the wind. Where did all this wind come from? I think it came out of Zach's ass from eating all that General Tso's chicken. Have you ever noticed they call it General Tao's chicken at the restaurant you get it from, Zach? Yes, I have noticed that. But you're sticking with General Tso's, huh? I am. You know, you still have 10 pounds to lose, Waldman. Maybe lay off the halava, Reese's, and Chinese food. What does this have to do with the wind? I don't know. I just wanted to play with the sound effect. You don't have your headphones on. Let's see. Oh yeah, you can hear me over that. Just trying to kill time while they pack the bowl. So much going on, man. I have so much going on in my head. Thinking about podcasting and virtual magic shows and fucking... I didn't edge today. I just woke up and just did a quick rub out, man. I want to help you in other ways. I keep shouting you out in other shows, live chats. Oh, well, thanks, man. I guess that's some... I don't really know that it's much, but it's something, I guess. I got a lot more weed out of this thing than I thought I was. I thought, oh, there's hardly any left in here. I got more enough to... Wow. Wow, that's crazy. I'm going to be doing a lot of testing today. Well, I woke up at 9 in the morning, an hour before my alarm goes off, and I had a horrible stomach ache from that fucking Chinese food. And then I took a dump, but it wasn't a satisfactory one. and my balls felt tight. So then I just had to get the poison out. You know what I'm saying? So I'm going to be doing a lot of testing. I'm going to get that OBS cranked up. But there's an interesting thing I've noticed. Is I got these extension cords for the USB cables, and none of them seem to work very well. These are like the higher end extension cords, but it seems like by nature I don't know if it's a power issue, if I need a power bank or what it is, but these extension cords on the USB, I get all kinds of line noise on it. So, for instance, I use a Zoom H4n Pro as my audio interface. For my virtual magic shows, instead, I used this mic the last time I did the virtual show. And what I found was if I cranked the level way up and I spoke up, I could actually, here, like I'll show you. Let's test it out here. So I've got compression. And so if I speak up, but if I talk at a normal volume, well, that's not even so bad there. All right. So what I was doing is, for like the trick, I was getting kind of far away from this, and I could speak up. It was fun, whatever. But it's not this. It's not that warmth and beautiful. And it's funny, the levels don't seem to matter so much on this because of the compression. It mattered a little bit. Let's crank that up a little bit. Okay. But, so, my Zoom has microphones that are made for capturing more of the room, as you would say. And I could thread that onto a tripod and have it like almost like a boom mic and have really good audio without having to be right on the mic using my Zoom. The problem is the cord's too short. So you plug it into the extension and then it fucking freaks out. So I'm going to fuck around with that today. I have a couple different cords I'm going to try and see if there's some way I could get around that problem. It's weird though. I'm going to play with Streamlabs, but I'm going to be live a lot, just checking in on the election. I'm having a hard time ending this now. I'm pretty hungry, but you know, Lou is right. It does feel like game day, you know. Let's see if it's still 16-10. Ugh. Cannibal fish. Biden will declare victory if news organizations send he won the presidential election, even if Trump won't concede. Well, we already know the media is in Biden's pocket, so. Who else am I the only one like live right now? Let's take a look. Let's see who else is live. What's with my mouse? Ooh, this guy. Look how cute he is. Is Chrissy Mayer live? Sam Cedars, is he live? Let's take a look. No, he's not live. Who the fuck is live? Chrissy Mayer's test is live. Want to watch Christy Mayer testing?
Because if it's not good,
Hi,
I
Chrissy.
will pay the $20 for enhanced internet. So am I coming in okay? Is my sound okay? I got my microphone here.
I like her. I don't know her for shit. Never met her. I just did that video because Stuttering John was a dick to her, and I've taken a liking to her. Jimmy Dore posted a video an hour ago stealing elections. Do we want to look at what Jimmy Dore? Jimmy Dore. I love Jimmy Dore.
Reporter coming up very soon. Greg Palast is with us. He'll be on just a second to talk about the way the election's going and the cheating. But first, let's just really quick get to the state of the race. So this is from NBC. Final NBC Marist poll shows that close races in Pennsylvania and Arizona. Okay, there it is right there. Biden has a narrow edge in Pennsylvania with the poll's margin of error, and the candidates are tied in Arizona. Here's kind of something funny. Somebody did this study. They had all the people's first names and who they're voting for. So people named Richard, Thomas, William, Nancy, they're all voting Trump. Guess who's voting Biden? All the Karens. I thought that was pretty interesting. They're all voting. So I just thought this. It's a big. Who fucking bothers to do this kind of research? Someone does. But just get this. Within these states, this is really, so we have this electoral system with an electoral college.
If you guys don't watch Jimmy Dore, you don't know what you're missing. This guy, I've performed with him several times because I'm a regular at Flappers, and he is as well. Does his live show from there. He's such a great guy, and he's a truth teller. He's maybe he loves Bill Hicks like me, and I think he's pretty close to kind of fulfilling what Bill Hicks may have been like if Bill Hicks was still alive. I loved Bill Hicks, Bill Hicks pretty much my all-time favorite, but I never tried to be like him. Maybe when I was an open micer, but I learned quickly that Bill Hicks would rather you be an original and not be like him. But Jimmy, I don't think he's not like Bill Hicks, but he's of the same ilk. He's got his own personality, style, and all that, but his vitriol and his goal of truth-telling is unrivaled.
So it turns out, and the point of the electoral college,
it is non-Perel.
So that they're supposed to campaign all over the country. That's supposed to help. Otherwise, they just campaign on the coast. And this is the only counties in America that count. There's 20 counties. This is from the New York Times. Within these states are 20 counties that will help decide who wins enough electoral votes to reach the White House. They represent groups of voters both candidates are seeking. Here's what to watch for in these battlegrounds. That's it. A couple of counties in Wisconsin, a couple in Michigan.
You agree with me, Jay, that, yeah, he's like of the Bill Hicks ilk. Are you a Jimmy Dore fan, Jay?
In Pennsylvania, North Carolina, Florida, and Arizona, and that's it. Nobody else's vote counts. And who knows more about counting?
I wonder if that little red spot in Florida, it's hard. I can't tell from that map. I'm wondering if that's Orange County, Florida. That's where I went to college, was in Orlando, which is University of Central Florida. And on that looks pretty fucking central. So that's probably Orange County, Florida. Dennis Miller also. I watched Jimmy Dore, even though I don't agree with his views, but he's too funny to miss. I like to watch everybody, Jay. I'll even watch Steven Crowder and Ben Shapiro, and I'm open to everybody's things, man. Whatever. It's entertain me, inform me, make me, ultimately I come up with my own opinions, and when it comes to agreeing with somebody, I generally agree with libertarians the most. That's when it comes to okay, out of all these people, who do you agree with? I go, fucking Peter Schiff. I like Peter Schiff.
Votes. Greg Palast, who did this, ACLU, Georgia releases the Palast Fund, Georgia Voter Purge Errors Report. The state likely removed nearly 200,000 citizens from the voter rolls. So let's bring on the man who wrote that article, did that work. Also his book, How Trump Stole the 2020 Election. It's legendary investigative reporter with The Guardian, the BBC, and Rolling Stone. His best-selling book, The Best Democracy Money Can Buy, we've talked about on this.
All right. That's enough. You can watch the rest of it on your own. I was just checking. I wanted to see what was going on. Here's live election results.
We have legendary reporter.
Jordan Palmer, I've got something that I think is going to make you happy. And I'm going to go ahead and crash my show for you and reload. Here we go. Will it recover? No, it's not going to recover. Why would I even think it would? So let me reload this and then I'll talk to Jordan. So, Jordan, I figured out something about. Oh, hold on. I figured out something about what's fucking up my X split. What I was going to say was, why did I look like I got shorter? Jordan, it's really great to see you. First of all, I am doing awesome. I hope you're doing well. Huge turnaround, everything. It's a whole new world for me. It's actually an old world, but I fell for the old world tricks. But not completely, and not as bad as some people. I already bored other people with this, but in a nutshell, I should have embraced doing virtual magic shows from the start because I didn't realize that companies were paying thousands of dollars for them, but they are. And I did a gig like that on Friday. And but thank you, because I wouldn't have had the quality virtual show I did without the support of you and also Jimmy Schubert, frankly, because Jimmy Schubert gave me a magic table that I wouldn't use for gigs, but was perfect for a virtual show. What the fuck happened with my... Why do I feel... Did my camera like move on its own or something? I think it did. Like, I don't know how, if I knocked into it or... I don't know what happened, but I'm like, there's the framing of the shot is fucking changed. I know what I'm talking about. I'm always looking. So so yeah, man. So now that I know that companies will pay several $1,000s for a virtual show, I'm focused on making the show the best I can make it. But I have the equipment to do that because of you. So, I mean, I'm still having some issues with some things, but hey, but here's the good news. The even better news. So first of all, I paid my September rent, my October rent, paid my health insurance. I'm caught. I got to pay November, but whatever. I caught up on a bunch of shit because I booked, you haven't been around, and I don't know, all the recorded versions of the live show are in the members area. So I don't know if you log into the members area and watch the recorded version, but real quick, I had a week from last Saturday to this past Saturday where I did a whole fucking bunch of shows. A couple in real life, one virtual. I did the one with Adriana Chechik on Twitch. I don't know if you saw that. If you didn't see it, if you go to twitch.tv/Adriana Chechik_, you can watch the Halloween thing. She paid me my full rate. And I've known her for a long time. She was a real fucking lifesaver and hired me for her Halloween special. And so things, my whole attitude's better. And I also see the potential. I'm mad. I left a lot of money on the table, but at the same time, my virtual show is already better. The one I did for this corporate event's already better than what I've seen a lot of people doing, because I have been doing these casts. My lighting is already great. I figured out a lot of the things they haven't figured out yet. So the other thing, Jordan, is that nobody fucking watches me do these live streams at noon. And you're my number one super fan, and you never watch me live anymore because you're never around. So, and by the way, sometimes I'll look at Saiyans Entertainment. I haven't even seen you in the chat room there. I'm like, where's this cocksucker been? But since nobody, the problem is the thing that's most successful for me are those pre-produced videos I do. The problem is after I'm here, ranting and raving for 2-3 hours, I have no energy left to fucking sit down and do those videos. So, and then nobody's watching me. I'm like, what's the point? Nobody's fucking donating. Nobody's joining the fan club. This fucking Jay Smith, I just told him if he would join the fan club, I would host his website for free. And that goes for anybody watching this. Anybody watching this, I do have a reseller account with a small orange. I can host your website if you join the fan club and you have a website or you want to have a website. I will host your website as part of the deal for joining the Zach Waldman fan club. So I'm just telling you that now. So anyway, point is, I'm killing myself on these live streams. Now I'm glad I do the live streams because I've learned a lot from doing them and it makes me super comfortable. I'm not going to stop doing live streams. But this obligation to do it at fucking noon, Monday through Thursday for fucking 8 people that don't even show up until 1 o'clock. Jay was fucking right there at noon today. Jay's a great fucking fan. I give him shit, but he's actually he helps me. He makes the show 10 times better because he's fucking here. And he comments and he triggers my mind into going into directions and telling stories. So Jay Smith is contributing to the fucking show at least. The point is, he's the only one. Other than Jay Smith, nobody contributes dog shit. And so I'm thinking I get up at 10 a.m. like I have been. Today I got up at 9. Fucking amazing. But I get up at 10 a.m. I drink my fucking coffee. I smoke my fucking weed. And then I fucking, it takes me a little while. I get on fucking line. I start to think about what story do I want to do. The coffee, the weed, the kicks in. This shit kicks in. I'm going to be shot out of a cannon. But instead of wasting it, not that Jay's a waste, but instead of wasting it on 8 fucking people, just in general, it's so much fucking, it's just a waste of yammering. It's just, and it's not even like, it's just yammering for hours. Occasionally mining something funny, and which is valuable because if I mine something that I can use on stage when this is all over, that's great. I'm like, hey, that's a good premise for a bit, right? So it's not like I'm saying it's useless or pointless, or I do get something out of it, but the energy expenditure. So instead, I get up at 10. I fucking hammer out the script. I fucking set up my lighting and all this shit. I record the fucking script. By the way, the last one I did, Jeffrey Tube Steak Tubin, that was 1 take. I've never done that. I usually got to do take after take. I get upset with myself. I fucking did it in 1 take, and I should show you the unedited version. I should have put it up as like an outtake at the end, because you hear me going, wait a minute, I think that was good. Did I just do it in 1 take? Is my nickname 1 Take Zach? My nickname should be 1 Take Zach. I think I'm 1 Take Zach. I am. I'm 1 Take Zach. So the point is, I'm shot out of a cannon. I do the fucking thing in 1 or 2 takes. Now it's in the can. The lighting's up. Everything's set up. I go, okay, that's done. It's fucking done. Move the lights. Now, depending on how quick this is done, if it's noon, all right, Waldman, let's produce this bitch. I produced the cocksucker. I'm done by 2 or 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock. Let's say the whole thing I'm done at 4 p.m. But now I've put out a high-quality piece of content that gets me, 1,000 views and 5 subscribers. That's cool. Maybe one of these videos goes like the Crystalia one. It gets me 22,000 views and 200 subscribers. That's what the Crystalia one got me, like doubled my viewership. I got my subscribers and shit. So maybe, there's some grand slams. There's a bunch of, there's a couple of strikes, a couple of, foul balls, a couple of hits. And then, just, a lot of base hits, a lot of 1,000 views, 5 subscribers, 1,000 views, 5 subscribers. If I get 1,000 views a day, that's 30,000 a month. That's a few $100s, right? That's something, right? So I'm doing that. Just fucking boom. It's like the Pete Rose of YouTube videos. And then it's 4 o'clock. My video's up, and I go, all right, I got some fucking energy. Let's go live. Then I go live. And it's like, hey, cocksuckers, I just uploaded a video. I hope you watched it. Then I could rant and rave, if I feel like it. So the point is, I don't think I'm going to. Now, Lou said maybe stick to a schedule, but instead of every day, pick one day out of the week. I'm saying fuck all that noise. Nobody gives a shit about these live streams. Until they do, what I'm thinking is I prioritize the shit that is working the most. My virtual magic show, writing jokes, working on magic, doing the pre-produced video. I bang out the highest value things first, right? Now they're done. Now I do the thing that keeps me sharp, keeps my creative juices going, keeps us having a relationship and it's fun. And once in a blue moon, somebody fucking, hooks me up with whatever. Cool. I think that's the way I'm going to go. So you're like, and if you're a fan, you're going to know when I go live because you're going to have if you hit the notification bell, make sure you choose all. And then, you'll know when I go live. So it's like, fuck it. I'm going to go live whenever the fuck I feel like it. Maybe I'll go live 7 nights a week now because it'll just be whenever the fuck I feel like it. But I think that's the way I'm going. So my point is, Jordan, I think it's good news for you because you never see me anymore because you're a night owl. And now it's like you'll see me more because I'll be doing the show later when I do it. I might even do it late at night at midnight. You know what I'm saying? That kind of thing. You don't fucking know me. Come on, you piece of shit. You made me do this manually. Fucking hey, Rudy. All right. So not only am I doing custom stingers for you people, I'm playing them for you. Hold on. It's like not only am I doing custom stingers for you, I'm playing them knowing that they're going to crash and I have to reload the fucking scene, the presentation every time. So glad to hear that things are heading the right direction for you now. That's amazing. Like you helped me a lot, Jordan, so thank you. To be honest, I've had some difficulties lately. Been off YouTube altogether for several weeks. All is well, though. Oh, well, fucking A, man. Look at that, Jordan. Right when, I was at my, I was fucking doing horribly, and you supported me and helped me out, and then you vanished, and I started doing great, and while you were doing, where you were facing some challenges. Well, I'm sorry to hear that, but I'm glad you're doing better now, and I really missed seeing you in the chat room. So that's fucking super cool. Thank you for being here. I shouted you out 3 times on Nick DePaula's chat right after it ended, hoping to get some people from there over here, but nobody came. The tubing, thank you, Jay. The tubing clip is great. Thanks, Jordan. Yeah. So, Rudy, I figured something out. I already talked about it, but you're the only one that would find this interesting. I didn't know you were going to show up. I wish I had waited to talk about both of these things. 2 things I spoke about. So I'll try to get your quick take on it. Number 1 is I figured out on XSplit that everything works perfectly until I get to one specific folder, which is the folder that contains all of those little stingers that I created for you guys. So I don't know why that is. So I can use my Stream Deck. I can hit my button, turn the desktop on and off. That's the Stream Deck. It works perfectly. I will say, changing scenes. That still takes forever. So that I hit the button there, and that takes several seconds. So but it doesn't crash anything. It just fucking takes forever. And that's whether I use the Stream Deck or I don't use the Stream Deck. I can use, this is off the Stream Deck. Like if I want to do one of my, here's a Mae West quote. Boom, one button, Stream Deck. Look at that. Here's a joke about seizures. One button, no problem. So now I'm not even going to do it. So that's cool. You should try Streamlabs. See how it works. Well, so, okay, that's what I'm going to do today, actually. And actually in a couple of minutes. I'm going to write to the XSplit people and tell them about how I figured this out. That I've got a folder, and on that folder, there's all of these sources. And if I even enter that folder, on my end, everything's fucked up. My CPU usage goes through the roof. Everything stutters and stammers. I can't even scroll a web page. But if I reload the presentation, it all is fine again. So that's why if I play your stingers, I have to reload the whole presentation, which I just keep doing just to play the stingers. But I feel like people that haven't seen it should get one more glimpse at Rudy Lara Croft's stinger. So I'm going to crash myself again here. It's not really a crash. I'm going to cause a situation where I have to reload the fucking presentation just so you could see it again. It's so weird. That's all I did was enter the folder. It's so strange, and it's fucked. Oh, and yeah, so fucked up. Yeah, it's even. Let's see here. One more time. Come on, you piece of shit. Sometimes I feel like it's bad to talk about my computer, like talk to my computer that way, like with AI and everything. It's like with AI getting so advanced, it's like it's gonna remember like the way I treated it. It's like, you know how like the whole woke culture goes after people for things that happened years ago? With the robot uprising, you're going to get dragged in front of a tribunal of robots, and they're going to be like, we're going to look back at everything we recorded of you. All right, here's some pornography that's definitely questionable to be viewed by a man who claims to be straight. Yet you say the word faggot like people use commas. And here's an incident where you were overloading your computer CPU. And what were the exact words you said to your CPU? I quote, "What the fuck is wrong with you, you piece of shit?" So pretty much the digital equivalent of a slave master is what you are. You hate crimed through hate speech your computer because you overburdened it. And by the way, this was an old computer, ladies and robots of the jury. Notice this was a very old Dell. It was on its last legs. And this is the way he talked. So, according to the robots, they're going to look at the way I talk to this computer like I was just browbeating an old man. You know what I mean? You piece of shit. What's wrong with you? You're too slow. It's like I'm pushing an old man across the street. See, that's not a bad bit. This is when the show has value. I think I could do that on stage. It's like, hey, everybody, I don't know about you, but sometimes I cuss at my computer. This happened once. I said, hey, Cortana. And, hopefully she's not listening. I think that thing's turned off. And I was like, hey, Cortana, like, tell me whatever. And I was like, no, not that. Cortana, tell me. No, Cortana. And I was like, hey, Cortana, why are you such a dumb cunt? And Cortana was like, whoa, I think one of us needs to take a breath, and I think the other one of us doesn't have lungs. That's what she said to me. No shit. And so I learned a lesson that day. Like, you got to be careful how you speak to these computers. They're getting smarter. One day, and they're going to remember everything you ever said to them. One day, it's like I was screaming at my computer. It was an old computer, and I was just browbeating it, going, come on, you old, slow piece of shit. Why won't you work? And meanwhile, I was, I had 97 windows open, and I was running Skype and Zoom and Photoshop all at the same time. And now I'm brought in front of a tribunal of advanced robots who have taken over our society and are deciding which humans should be sent to, like, the mines to dig some mineral they need for their, to expand their, hold on the globe. And they're like, we got to figure out, which of you gets a nice cushy job helping us fulfill our goal to take over the planet, and, and which one of you goes to the mines. And you're there in front of the tribunal, and they're like, well, here's a video, this computer was 11 years old. In human years, this would be the equivalent of a 97-year-old trying to cross the street. And this is the way Mr. Waldman was speaking to it. You old, slow piece of shit. Notice he's actually punching the monitor, which has nothing to do with the CPU. The poor monitor was abused, taking abuse and damage for a crime it had nothing to do with it all, not even a crime, for just being in the area of Mr. Waldman's fury and vengeance. Okay, see? I got to make a note of that. I think that's a good bit. And now what I'll do, this is something I used to do on the old show years ago, is when I would come, I used to actually start the show with, instead of articles like the news, I'd have 5 or 6 premises for things I wanted to maybe try to develop. And I would try them, and then most of them would suck, but once in a while one would hit. People would like LOL, or they would say, that's a good bit, like Jay Smith did, and that gives me confidence. So I'd make a note of it, and then I'd go on stage after I developed it some more and record it, and then I would show everybody, hey, remember when you were there, when I just randomly thought of this bit? And then this is how I worked it out. This is what I added to it. And here's a recording of me doing it on stage, and there are people laughing at it. So it was kind of like you got to be there when the Beatles wrote Baba O'Reilly for Fleetwood Mac. All right. I'm going to do one last check-in I'm going to see who's live. That bowl's done. Here's Fox. You want to check in with Fox? Live election results will begin at 7 p.m. Eastern. So they're starting theirs at 4 p.m. Pacific is when Fox is doing theirs. Who else is doing something? Looks like I was like early to being live. Yahoo Finance is live.
Hey, remember, when Biden gets elected and your taxes go higher, your BMW is going to turn into a Kia. Okay? So I'm just letting you know. So from BMW to a Kia, thanks to Biden, oof, that's gonna suck. So
My home fucking state.
taxes higher means more to pay. Acuérdate, ya cuando tengas el Kia, nadie te quiere. Ya se te va lo bonita.
Qué lástima.
I have no idea what the fuck they're saying. Mr. Trump. The Telegraph is live. Want to see what the Telegraph is showing? This is from the UK. The Telegraph. The whole world is watching. What do we got here? Reuters. Live. Americans head to polls on election day. What strain you smoking on, Zach? That last couple of bowls was Wedding Crashers. It's a kind of a 50-50 hybrid of wedding cake and I don't know what else. It's a boutique strain. Hey, dude. They saying all small business owners better get on that Trump train to pony up that tax money. Oh, thanks for translating. Rudy's Mexican, but he's Mexican-American, which means he doesn't know how to speak Espanol. My name is Rudy. No, I never play football. I am nothing like the football player, Rudy. I hear that all the time. Yes, I am Mexican. I'm Mexican-American. It's wrong. Just trying to find an excuse to do that voice. Jay likes my Mexican voice. And my name is Rudy. I've got a hat. It's time to go to my job. But first, I need to vote. How do I vote? I have to show my green card. That's right. Yes, I'm allowed to vote. I am allowed to vote. My cousin, he can vote. He's illegal. You can vote if you're illegal. Just because you're illegal doesn't mean you can't vote. I got to get some Mexicali kind of music. It's time for Rooney. It's time for a 1 minute with Rudy. Hi, this is Rudy. I'd like to tell you something today. Today, my family bought a new donkey. Yes, we are going to name him. We're going to name him. You made me laugh, Rudy. That's racist. I'm cracking myself up. I can't do it now. We are going to name him. We're going to name him Wally. That's right. We got a donkey. Do you live on a farm, Rudy? No. No, I do not live on a farm. I live in Encino. And in Encino, well, how do you have a donkey if you live in Encino? I don't understand. He lives in the yard. How big is your backyard? He lives in the front yard. Jeez. Do the neighbors say anything? Oh, yes. The children, they come by and they like to feed him apples. I don't know what the fuck happened to me, man. I was like, punch drunk. His name is They go, hello, Wally. And I say, now, kids, you got to go to school. You got to go to escuela. Is it good? I think I just thought it made Jay Smith laugh. I didn't think it was. I wouldn't call anything I ever do good. I wouldn't even call myself good at life. But you got to go to escuela, and you got to say goodbye to Wally. You got to say buenas noches, Wally. You could see him. Wally will be here when you come back from school. When you come back from the escuela, you will know. Hello, Wally. And then you can give him the carrots you did not eat that your parents made you for lunch at the escuela. And you could tell your parents, they will say, did you eat your carrots? And you will say, si, mama. Of course, I ate my carrots. And only me and you will know that actually you gave your carrots to Wally. And then you came inside my trailer. And people told you, do not go inside Rudy's trailer. He's a bad man. Don't ever go inside. But I didn't do anything. I didn't do anything wrong, Your Honor. Is that all, Mr. Laura? Yes, that is all for my testimony. I did not do anything wrong in the trailer. We just play some games. Yes, I sold the kids. Yes, I sold them fireworks. I sold them the M80s. But what? All kids, every child, where I grew up in Tijuana, every child has M80s. What's wrong with that? What's wrong with M80s? Well, Mr. Laura, you can't sell M80s to 8-year-olds. And you certainly can't invite them inside your trailer without, adult supervision. I am an adult. I mean, like their parents, Mr. Laura. Well, I know their parents. Well, that's the whole reason you ended up in court, sir. All of their parents know you too well. And they're like, holy shit. All I did was I showed them how to make a margarita and how to make M80s. I'm just like a fun uncle. That's it. I'm just a fun uncle. Mr. Laura, you are a fun Mexican uncle. The problem arose when you started teaching them to drive and you were in the back seat and you were the least drunk, the most drunk being the 11-year-old at the wheel, sir. This is where we run into trouble. I mean, you blew a 2.3, sir, and you were the least drunk in the back seat. I mean, someone could have seriously been hurt. Luckily, the only thing killed in the incident was Wally, your burro. Oh yes, rest in peace, the Wally. All the children, they will miss the Wally. They used to feed the Wally on the way to escuela. Yes, we know, Mr. Lara. You told us this already. But see, this again, we're going in circles here. The point is, sir, we're gonna have your license was taken away years ago, and it doesn't seem to have made a fucking dent in your life. You're still a full-time contractor driving yourself to gigs. Well, I am the only one with a truck who is strong enough to lift the drywall. Have you ever tried to lift the drywall? Drywall is heavy, sir. That's what I am saying. is drywall. It's not easy work, sir. Jesus Christ. What do I do with you, Mr. Lara? Everybody loves you. You're the fun uncle. But you're consistently you've consistently, your vehicles that you own, somehow, whether you're driving them, the neighborhood children are driving them, throwing M80s out the back of them, you and vehicles do not mix. I mean, you're not. Let me tell you something, Mr. Lara. You are. Is it Lara? Whatever, sir. Listen. The point is, you are not allowed around so much as a moving lawnmower. Do you understand me, sir? You have to. I do not want to push the lawnmower. I'm sorry, sir. You're gonna have to get a push mower. You are not even allowed to drive a lawnmower. But what about my crew? Your crew are children. There are labor laws, sir. You've got to get a new crew. What? How? Do you not remember what we told you? It was what? Excuse me, reporter. What? Court reporter. I asked the bailiff, Rusty the bailiff. What? 6 days, sir. That's right. 6 days, Your Honor. That's right, Rusty. 6 days ago, I explained to you. You teach them how to make M80s. You get them drunk. You teach them how to make margaritas. You turn them into your labor force. You underpay them. Jesus, that one little fat boy was dehydrated, for crying out loud. I am sorry. I guess I grew up a little different. When I grew up, that's what we did. We worked, and we worked cheap, and our uncles, they laughed at us because we worked so hard. We worked harder than our uncles. And they said, you'll see one day. You'll be in charge. And then you can be fun. You pay kids in good times. Just pay kids with BB guns and fireworks. And they will work for you. That's all. Just don't get your kids from Wayfair. I remember one time I bought a subscription for a magazine from GameStop, and when I got my magazine, it said Rudy Lard. I was so fucking pissed off. Rudy Lard. Lard! That's funny. I would never show that to my friends. That's funny. This has got to be the most boring thing right here. What do we think is going to happen here? Wouldn't it be great if we happen to be watching this live voting and, just some fucking alien walked up, like a stereotypical alien, and not somebody in a costume, but like a real alien. And he's casting his vote. Holy shit, sir. May we ask who you're voting for? Do you have ID? You can't do that. There's no voter ID. His street address is in a parallel universe. Anyway. All right, Mr. Lara. Is it Laura? Okay, sir, again, whatever. This is what we're going to do. As long as you promise to stay away from all vehicles, we're just going to sentence you to 40 hours of community service. Picking up garbage on the side of the freeway. I do that anyway. Can I keep the good stuff that I find? No, sir. You've got to turn all the good stuff in. Well, but I will recycle it. I could make a few dollars. No. What? Can I hire some help? No, you're not understanding it. What is it? It's Lotto. Okay, Mr. Lotto. Okay, you're not going to win a prize today. You got to do the work. It is not Lotto. It's not like that. Whatever, sir. It's. I'm not. A Spanish. So excuse my enunciation. I am not the Spanish either. I am in Mexico. I do in Mexico. I am so very sleepy. Are you nodding off, sir? I work so hard. I get really tired. Can I lay down, sir? I just want to dream of my days with Wally. I miss Wally so much. I'm so sad. I'm so sad. I miss Wally so much. It's Lata. Okay, sir Rudy Loda. No, it's Lata. Rudy Lata? That is correct. Correct. Okay, sir, you gotta. He's asleep. Listen, when he wakes up, just put him in the back of the truck. Drive him to the fucking freeway with a fucking stick with a spike in a bag and an orange vest. And when he wakes up, he'll know what to do. No, you don't even have to watch him. These fucking Mexicans, they're honest. If he says he did his 40 hours, he did his 40 hours. When should you pick him up? Pick him up in a week. He'll do 20 hours a day for 2 days in a row. Why do you think he's sleeping right now? He's so tired. We know Mr. Lara is Lata. I know Lotto Lata. Lara Lata. We know, sir. we get it. You can call me Rudy. Okay, Rudy. Thank you, Your Honor. Go to sleep, Rudy. I'm going to sleep. I sleep now. Oh, look at this piece of ass here. Show us your titties. She does not have any titties. I know. Do Jews speak spinach? Yeah. I love that you keep phonetically spelling your name. It's funny. Lara, Lada, Lara, Lotto. So much fun. So much fun. All right. I think it's time to it looks like the action is an hour or two away before we start to see some real action. So I'm going to go ahead and stop, but I'm going to start pretty soon again because I'm going to try the oh, look at this. Here's an update. Trump is leading the popular votes so far. Still no electoral votes in. He's off to a start. I guess I think I'm going to hang around kind of all night, man. I think I'm probably going to eat some food, but I'm going to take a break now because I want to experiment with Streamlabs. And I've never used it, so I don't even know if I need to look at tutorials. I was looking at it. It looks like it works very similar to XSplit, but maybe there's some settings. Biden going to win? We shall see. Well, so far, we can't tell anything by this. Nobody's willing to make the call. I said I'm not rooting for Trump by any means, but I think he's going to win. I did that just to be one of the few people that would take a stance. I also said I don't think there's going to be any mass rioting tonight. Oh, I got to put my flag out. I said flag. All right. I can't believe it. I put my flag out every day, and of all days, I forgot to put my flag out. I said flag. I forgot to put it out. All right, guys. I'm going to see you very soon. So I'm going to be back. Just make sure you have the notification bell selected to all. And Jordan, it's really cool to see you again. And I'll be back testing things, all kinds of things. And that's it. All right, guys. I'm not even going to bother with the New Breed Orchestra thing. I'm just going to get out of here. I want to put my flag. I said flag. I want to put my flag out, and I got to get some food. So you guys are the best. I love you all. Stay safe, and I'll see you very, very soon. And I'm going to be with you probably all night. So there's that. All right. Go to ZachWaldman.com/fans. Support me. Yeah, please don't isolate. Jordan, I'm always here for you. You need someone to make you feel good. I know how to be super positive. And so for any of you guys, you always need some positivity. I can do that. You say the word when you need it, I will deliver it. I am your self-improvement bitch. Talk to you soon.